times today, and it feels like this is the series that's going to live up to it, right, Reza?
Yeah, man, as long as Satanic just gonna like, you know,
Spirits turn
improve
to
in that sense that he's playing against an idol and he needs to make sure, you know, he performs well. And because I know that feeling. I was playing against Dandy in my times as well when I was like, oh my god, this guy, I'm watching every replay of Dandy, like, and he's adding me after the game, he's adding me to his friend list. I'm like, what? This is the best feeling in the world. And I'm sure it's like this for Satanic as well. But here, today, right now, you gotta, you know, show who is the better one, who's the young blood here.
Yeah, definitely going to see who's the best of the best coming out of this series. And it is going to be game one. We're going to get into the draft. It's PARAVISION against Team Spirit. Let's get into it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Team Spirits turn to ban.
Game number one here, and the drafts are live. It's
10 seconds.
We saw this, what, 2-3 days ago already? They went to 3 games the last time. PARAVISION were the ones who ended up losing that, winning that series. Or
No,
losing that series, sorry. But you've got Team Spirit here, now in the lower bracket, joining PARAVISION, who've gone undefeated since being knocked down to the lower bracket. Obviously, just 4 games. It's a small sample size, but it's momentum for sure, right, Lacoste?
Yeah, definitely. I was wondering coming into this series whether Terrorblade's going to be... I don't think we're going to be seeing Terrorblade, knowing that both of the carry players, they love to play it. One of the few ones that are still willing to run it from the carry role, but also very interesting. I was checking what Collapse has been up to in the last week, and he played 25 matches on Terrorblade, has whooping 76% win rate, so not really surprised. When you think about Collapse, definitely not a hero that comes to your mind, but he also, like, he needed to improve some of his heroes and bring in new heroes to the table.
Yeah, Collapse is definitely trying to improve his hero pool and get it wider, and he's trying to add some new things like Lycan, for example, like Enigma, like Terrorblade, to be able to play like a different playstyle that he used to.
See that pick of the Batrider, and you see Astini on the big screen rubbing his hands together, already happy about what he's got in that first pick. We've seen Batrider a bunch throughout this event. It feels like one of the most aggressive heroes in the support role that really gets a lot done.
10 seconds.
One of the stronger laners coming out from position 4 gives you that initiation, gives you that early aggression, stacking. We've seen Boxy most of the time being on the top of the stacking numbers, become very active, very good at rune control as well, because you can bounce the enemy hero from picking it up. And Team Spirit, this hero has been banned most of the time when the teams are playing against him, but yeah, we're gonna be in here for a real treat.
Yeah, I think Nyx is one of the heroes they should consider as well in the Team Spirit. Could be nice against Batrider. Just overall a very nice hero. 9 class is really confident on that. He used to play a lot of pops on it.
Seen 9 class be on his signature clockwork this event quite a bit, and he really has been making quite a number of plays with it, but it feels like that is the go-to when it's time to pick a support. We saw earlier Saxa was playing it. He had a couple of amazing hook shots that really open up the team fight. 9 class is one of those guys that just stays in your face in the laning phase and really doesn't let you breathe. It's a bit troublesome, and I'm surprised they let it through so far.
Yeah, they can still play Batrider from position 5, but I think this is going to be for Batrider because they want to have something different for 9 class, especially if it's going to be paired up with, if we're talking about his Phoenix from the offlane, which has been undefeated. They did pair up with the Clockwork multiple times. Their Morph plus Clock is also undefeated. Same goes for the Sniper. They also utilize it, play it from 2 different roles. I'm maybe looking more for potentially Phoenix that could come out. That's just going to give them that extra bit of a team fight inside of PARAVISION. But we've also seen the Kalis, if he's going to be playing Glitch, I just want to see slightly more team fight that comes out from position 5. Maybe even offlane from that Phoenix. But it does feel like they've been shining when they have a lot more team fight than the other team.
Yeah, they can still put Clockwork on position 5 for Kalis, and the Leech is banned by themselves. But I think they're looking for something like Satanic, Satanic Flark, Satanic Morphling against this Magnus. But Magnus for Team Spirit, I think it's flex for 3 roles, honestly. I mean, it's most likely gonna be Collapse Hero, since he's like, you know, showing some insane performance all the time with it. Like, he's super stable Magnus, but at the same time, I'm sure like Yatoro can play it. I'm sure Lara can play it still.
One hero that is not banned and is banned in most of the games is Alchemist. This is the hero that gives you the timing, gives you super strong lane. Alchemist win rate in the tournament isn't that great. He's been contested in, I believe, 97% of the games. The hero just gives you pretty much everything, gives you that earlier timing that a lot of other carry heroes don't have at the moment. So might be interesting to see if both teams are willing to pick it up slightly later.
Yeah. The first series they played each other, they played that Alchemist once for PARAVISION. It didn't win. Like you said, it's got that low win rate, but there are a couple of standout heroes when it comes to heroes we haven't seen much of. There was the Leshrac for PARAVISION. Dark Willow is something we haven't seen a lot of, and Spirit even go to the Winter Wyvern when it comes to supports.
Yeah, Alchemist lost both times when these teams were facing each other and before. So Spirit also picked it and lost with it. So I'm not sure how they feel about
10
it
seconds
in this
remaining.
series.
And out
They
there,
might just like completely,
5
ignore it for the
seconds
whole
remaining.
duration of the draft.
kind of going the way similar to Zeus and the Earth Spirit. They've lost enough. We don't need to ban it. We don't need to prioritize it as much anymore. And it's interesting considering that was a hero that had a 97% contest rate for the longest time in this event.
Yeah. Man, unless there's a really good game for it and it's like big blast, something like that, I don't expect it to appear that much.
Is that something that happens with more heroes than just say like an Alchemist, that you start to see it kind of drift from its thought process of
10
being a
seconds
first pick, that now you've got to try and find a situation where it's a last pick kind of hero?
5 seconds.
Yeah, it's like people usually tend to say like, it's imbalanced, and then they see it appear and then you lose with it once, twice, and then it's like, maybe it's not that imba, and then people just try to like draw the counter picks to it. PA on the other hand, this hero is appearing and it keeps winning.
It keeps feeling it.
That's why it's appearing more and more.
We've already seen a PA go off earlier
10
today, and
seconds remaining.
this hero seems to get to 20 minutes and then dominates the game, even if the team is behind about 7,000 net worth.
Wow.
They wanted to have a strong lane. They also did watch the previous series, and Warlock, it's also one of the old school games. It's not Warlock Spectre old, but it is also something that they probably wanted to steal away from Team Spirit when it comes down to at least Phantom
10
Assassin, not give Phantom Assassin free Battle Fury from the Magnus as well, which would give her
5
slightly
seconds
earlier
remaining.
timing and a lot more damage in the mid and late game team fights.
I love to see that flexibility from the teams, because PARAVISION, they didn't pick Warlock before, but they saw its strength from the Tundra lineups, and they kind of like tend to pick it up themselves. I think Poppy was the guy who's like usually stealing strategies from other teams, and he was like very, very straightforward about it. He was saying in interviews that, if you see something good, you just take it.
Maybe he's taken some inspiration, Astini, from Puppy, just taking some good working opportunities. And in the hands of Satanic, it feels like Phantom Assassin might even get up to a quicker start, right? Like we've said, he's one of the best, if not the best farmer in the tournament so far, right, Lukas?
Yeah, he's been popping off pretty much in every single game that we watch him. There was a whole series where he didn't die at all, always has this like low amount of deaths, really pushing the limits of the hero. And now when he's going to be paired up with Warlock, that's going to give him extra survivability and also extra kill threat in the lane, because Phantom Assassin, when she's paired up with somebody that can get the kill, we see her winning the lanes, grabbing the kills, then going back to the jungle like 7-8 minutes into the game. And I think this is a great pick, because they have a bit of a flexibility right now with the Primal Beast, and looking at the options that can stop Primal Beast from getting in, there aren't many. So if they decide to play this Primal Beast from the off lane, it's still going to be pretty good against Phantom Assassin and Warlock. You could actually feed, and now they're going to be looking for a position 4 hero that's going to be paired up with one of these two. I'm fine with either Lion or maybe Muerta as well, because a lot of these position 4 also, you kind of need a range hero, I would say, paired up with these two.
I agree. It's an amazing pick on the Primal Beast, because you built naturally Blade Mail, and PA doesn't like that. You already don't really have stuns in the PARAVISION lineup. It's just like one Lasso and one Golem. And the lane is going to be super free for Collapse as well. So it's pretty good. But at the same time, I like the PARAVISION support duo that, you kind of like, you lasso one guy and the other's teammates that are trying to help him.
And then drop the
you
rock.
just drop the rock there,
10 seconds
So it's a good
remaining.
combination of supports.
But I also like to do a support from Team Spirit, because you have double save. We've seen the cluster clock being very, very good, because you have a dispel mechanic against Warlock. You want to have that against Phantom Assassin as well. You also have break mechanic with Shadow Shaman on level 15 talent. That's the kind of timing that you like. Sometimes he does struggle with the XP, but eventually if you get to it, and it's also great against the Batrider in the lane if you're going to be playing against Bat.
Yeah. One thing that's pretty good on the Primal Beast as well is the Aghanims build up for against PA, right? So you just remove the passives from it. That's DM Enigma. This is a really strong hero for PARAVISION.
Definitely feels like a must ban is Gyro at this point, right? If you're going to be picking up the Enigma.
Yeah, you got to.
I think two must-have bans right here is Gyrocopter and Bloodseeker. I think Bloodseeker needs to be removed 100% here. It's really good against PA. With the Rupture, you cannot move. It kills the Eidolons.
Turn to ban.
They ban the Alchemist. So
Yeah.
that's going to leave one or the other
I think-
open if Team Spirit decide not to ban either.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to ban the Gyro or the Bloodseeker with the PA already in the mix, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure like how much Yatora rates Gyrocopter. I haven't seen him play that hero that much at all.
5
But I'm
seconds
pretty sure
remaining.
he'd love to play Bloodseeker in this game.
What are you thinking maybe mid here for PARAVISION?
Team Spirit's turn to ban.
Especially if you're leaving the Bloodseeker open. I don't know if you can go to, say, the Pango.
I mean, there's still Sniper, but when you're playing against Mag and Primal Beast, it's already not that great of a Sniper game. But you know, no one, this guy, he just
10
loves his
seconds
Sniper.
remaining.
Yeah.
He can play against anything, and he showed that, you know, in last match, that
5
was like a
seconds
terrible Sniper
remaining.
game, but they still managed to win it somehow.
We've seen the Primal go up against the Sniper. It was Nisha who was having to really avoid Primal going into his face.
You know what's going to be?
Dire team
Invoker. I feel like, because we've seen it yesterday, that teams do prioritize this pick. It's just that it's not working out. Overall, in terms of matchup, you have a Dispel mechanic against all of these heroes, which would be pretty nice, and you also don't allow either Primal Beast or Magnus to play that aggressively on you, so it might be a pick that they're going to be looking into.
10 seconds remaining.
And what about Puck? Could also be an option.
Could be.
5 seconds remaining.
The only real lockdown they have is Shaman, which is something that Puck doesn't like to play into. You're not going to be playing as aggressively. You do have backup of all of the other heroes. That team fight, it's going to be pretty overwhelming on PARAVISION, Warlock,
Dire
Enigma.
team pick.
I don't think it's been a couple of years since I've seen this combo in professional Dota.
So they ban the Bristle. They don't ban Gyro or Bloodseeker. Feels like there's certainly options there for Spirit.
I think DM was the one, maybe they had an interview, but it's stuck in my head, where he talked about that he doesn't care too much about that
10 seconds
Gyrocopter, so when
Yeah.
he's playing Enigma, so might be just a pick
Comfort.
open,
5
and they're
seconds
like, you know
remaining.
what, we're still gonna go with
Team
Gyro, but they
Spirit's
already
turn
know the
to pick.
matchup.
Pick the Earth Spirit, and this is a hero that has a 7.7% win rate at the tournament.
7.7.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's not high.
It's not
It's
statistically
as close
good
to
pick
zero
here.
as I've ever seen without it being zero with so many matches under its belt.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of this hero either right now. I'd
5
much rather have
seconds
some Puck
remaining.
here.
I mean,
Or no
the
one.
team stopped playing this hero because they kept seeing it lose, and I'm surprised. We talked about how Zeus didn't really take priority or anything like that, but they ended up going to the Storm Spirit to finish it off for Spirit.
That's quite interesting that they chose to put a mag position 1. I still think the Gyrocopter and Bloodseeker were amazing options for them.
I really don't believe in this Earth Spirit. I feel like they wanted to have something that can drop the backlines, make Shadow Shaman's and Pugna's life miserable in the fights, because you have a guy who runs in, Satan is going to be the second jump, you also have Batrider to maybe try to snatch somebody, and you also have two very good counter-initiating abilities with the Black Hole and Golem. But I do prefer what Team Spirit drafted themselves. I'm a big fan of this Pugna and Shadow Shaman duo, because it does feel like these two heroes complement each other nicely.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about this Earth Spirit and the low win rate, but we do have an interview with Astini and
10
Nat. We're going to send it over to the
seconds
stage and see what he has to say.
5 seconds remaining.
Пушка-бомба сейчас будет все у нас.
What did you expect?
The stats are being told that they may lie. I'm very interested to see if the stats do lie. I know Nahaz is a big fan of the stats, but 7.7%, he says he's happy that the percent is so low and that people are doubting this hero because it makes it available for them and no one to play. And I'm interested to see how it's going to work out for him.
Dude, stats never lie. It's facts. How can they lie? Actually, it's maybe they know something that we don't about, like, you know, how Warlock is a really good pair with the Earth Spirit.
It is. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the old school combos as well with the Magnetize and the Fatal Bonds. If they are not going to be building it into pipe, maybe Collapse needs to start thinking about getting it because there's going to be so much magic damage spread between these two heroes. And add maybe Batrider on top of that, Enigma as well. So might be looking into the early pipe from the Primal Beast.
Do you believe in Astini's words, Lacoste? Stats lie?
I had the chance to work with Astini, and this guy, he thinks differently about Dota. He's like super smart. He has a lot of different ideas. Sometimes you meet a guy, you know, that is super like intelligent about Dota. He believes in his own ideas, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong this whole time. Astini is that type of a guy.
All right, well, now you've got the Earth Spirit up against you if you're the side of Spirit. What are you looking at in terms of that matchup now going with the Storm Spirit themselves? Because they had options. There was definitely the Gyro. We talked about the Bloodseeker, but they end up picking that mid and flexing that Magnus into the 1 position. What's your thought on that?
Storm Spirit is going to win this matchup. It's just that it's going to be good throughout the game. Like, they wanted to have something more aggressive. As already mentioned, you have extra bit of a control because they're like instant lockdown is really not going to be there until Batrider gets Blink Lasso initiation. So they wanted to have something cheap, something on the lower cooldown, something that can control Storm Spirit and also control the backlines.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have really big storm problems in this game because they have only one silence from Earth Spirit to stop it, and their supports are gonna like suffer to play against it. Because one Witch Blade and he jumps either one, they're just dead, straight up.
So what's the game plan if they're just going to be dead? How do you go about deterring that?
I mean, you just gotta protect your supports with some pipe on Enigma, you buy Glimmer Capes, you just make sure every time Storm jumps you turn on him, like with a PA, something like that.
Is it a hard Enigma game to try and land the big black hole? Is that really not what you're going for? Are you just trying to be that utility off laner, like you said, with the pipe?
No, I think it's, I mean, he's gonna go for the drums pipe build, I'm sure, but I think after that you can just transition to the Blink Black Hole, and I think nobody can, you know, cancel it in the Black Hole. Unless Primal Beast goes something like either lands and tries to
yeah, grab you from behind.
Grab it from behind, yeah, but it's pretty hard.
And the PA got picked up, and if you're looking at timings where you want Blink on the Enigma around 25 minutes or so, you're thinking about PA, who we've seen a couple times get activated at about 20 minutes into the game, and we've talked about how good Satanic farms with any hero. I'm a little worried about the timings for Spirit, but how do you move about knowing that these timings are coming?
Yeah, I mean, the Pugna like used to be pretty good against, you know, physical damage cores, but against PA you just don't have time sometimes to even like
do anything. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's, in terms of farming potential, Magnus and PA are kind of like the same. Maybe Magnus has even slight advantage because his Empower comes earlier than the PA Battle Fury. But I guess it's PA like stronger in terms of like damage output.
What's the difference in build here from maybe your off-lane Magnus to a safe-lane Magnus, Lacoste?
Oh, you want to get some scaling damage, you want to get that Echo Saber, but you also still want to be able to pick up a Blink Dagger to be the initiator, and then if you want to go for, I think it's going to be a good SNY overall game because it's the best item right now. There's so much slow, and you also need that extra bit of a status assistance, makes you super tanky, and then you can start thinking about maybe upgrading that to Harpoon.
Yeah,
because you're not getting a BKB in this game. You're playing against Phantom Assassin, Lasso, Black Hole, and also Warlock Golem, so definitely not a good BKB game to start with.
I think Orc and Pickup will be good. Magnus as well in this game. Could be.
So let's get into it. Game number 1 is underway. We'll see who takes game number 1, PARAVISION or Team Spirit. It's the lower bracket semifinals, and this is a game to watch and one to be excited about as we see some big ults in the matchup. We've got RP, we've got Black Hole. Magnetize feels like a big one as well. Will there be enough space for PA to kind of run around the map and
Все у нас.
execute some of these heroes?
Yeah, if they can drag people away from Golem and Black Hole, that's going to be big, because they definitely have instant burst damage from the Storm Spirit, and we talked about, we've just seen some of the facets being picked up on the screen. The Cluster Clock is the big one for me. I've been really impressed by what Shadow Shaman was able to do in the last couple of series that he has been played, because it feels so strong. Having that Dispel mechanic against Magnetize, against Batrider, a Warlock, everything can be dispelled in this game, so it feels super strong.
Well, we're paused once again. It'll be a quick pause, but I feel as though this might be a time to see if the crowd can get involved a little bit. We could see if anybody is rooting for PARAVISION. You could get a little loud for PARAVISION. I feel like I know which one's going to be louder. All right, I can hear you. But I'm going to see how many people are rooting for Team Spirit.
Crowd is a bit biased, as expected. Team Spirit, a team with longer history.
A little bit biased from the crowd, but it seems almost equally loud. I'm going to ask you guys to be as loud as possible for each kill.
What?
Somebody said, yeah, I actually heard that from all the way over here.
This isn't just a fight.
See if there's a first blood. There might be. This might be your time, crowd. They've got themselves a flame break. They'll go for Miposhka. Should be first blood for PARAVISION, and will be. That's going to go the way of 9 class. Not someone you really want to be giving first blood over to. He plays in your face in the lane. And when you're giving him any bit of extra gold, that's always an issue.
They wanted to give it to Phantom Assassin, but she was unable to get another dagger. So 9 class, every single time we watch this guy play, if he's off to a good start, he's the one who's controlling the game, and that's what we want to see. Super aggressive player. I might even call him the most aggressive position 4 player in the tournament. Not just the players that are left in the tournament, but with the 16 teams that we had.
I mean, when you get called the most aggressive player in a 16-team tournament, you know you're doing something right, especially if you've made it this far into the tournament. They are avoiding heroes like the Clockwork on him. They want to ban out his heroes. We've seen so much from 9 class, and we'll see if that continues with this Batrider. It ends up being 2 bounty runes apiece. I'm really interested to see how Radon plays this Magnus in the safe lane.
Yeah, and something to point out that he did go for the reverse polarity. Just kidding, nobody's gonna pick up that shitty facet. It's one of the worst ones in the game. Unless you misclick it. Sometimes it does happen. You go to demo mode, you test something out, and then you pick your hero like, yeah, I'm good, I can go to the bathroom, grab a drink for myself, and then you're actually playing one of the worst facets in the game. So the point of this story is don't test out anything in Dota. Just keep it simple. Test it in the game.
I'll say the one time I saw it, we did think that Bobica misclicked it. We'll maybe in the future see if reverse polarity gets a buff, but for right now, it's just the regular RP. You've got DM here with 9 class, and I'm interested to see. This feels to me the most bloodbath lane we've got.
Miposhka needs to be careful with his positioning. You are playing the speediest hero in the game, but still, if he is going to be playing on the side, trying to like deal with 9 class, this is where he is going to be in a lot of trouble. So you can see Miposhka playing more to the right side of the map so that he has a bit of a protection from Radon.
Laps up here with Rue. We talked about the Shadow Shaman, giving you that extra bit of control. Is that going to be enough in a lane like this up against Ducalis on the Warlock and the Phantom Assassin? Because
it is a pretty free Shadow Shaman lane in terms of they can't stop his spells from going up. They don't have a single silence nor a stun, and it also means that Primal Beast can easily run in. So Ducalis is also going to be, I would say, a first blood material in that one. Looking at the mid lane, 8-3 on Storm Spirit, and 5-0 now 6-0 on No One.
Very
favorable matchup for Storm Spirit, but again, they did pick it to be able to have some kind of a silence and control in the post 10 minutes, post the laning stage. So far, they're doing a good job at keeping them low. Ducalis using that Fatal Bonds, which is very annoying. Also very visually pleasing spell.
Most visually pleasing spell?
I don't know, that spell seems like it's bugged most of the time.
Shockwave on a DM, but not much happening. 9 class still sitting here level 1. They got level 2 down here for Spirit quicker. Trying to play a little bit aggressive, but just a flame break for their troubles. Nothing really doing for 9 class. Mid lane, I'm really curious to see if they can make this Earth Spirit work. I'm still stuck on the stats do lie from Astini. 7.7% win rate. It's not something I'd have confidence in, that's for sure. Another pause.
This
Had a couple pauses so far, but they're always quick. Nothing long-winded. I'm gonna go with a guess of microphone on this one. Anything standing out at you between both these teams? Anything in particular that you're looking for in the early parts of the game?
I want to see Team Spirit playing slightly more aggressive. They did manage to stabilize in terms of the regeneration in the top lane. You have Primal Beast, who is a level 2 right now. Once he gets to that level 3, they could start with either Onslaught, or he can put another point in Trample with the Shackle, which he doesn't have yet, so he also needs to be level 3. And this is the timing where they can be trying to grab a kill in the top lane. So far, they've been doing a good job. Satanic sitting at 14 CS. He also started with no regen whatsoever, playing with Warlock in the lane, which means that you can pick up an extra stats, and he also did bring Blightstone. So if they're going to be playing aggressive, they are looking to grab a kill or just a return kill, trade a kill in the lane.
Interested to see if Collapse goes over towards mid, because we've seen these Primal Beasts that are playing in the off lane move over for that 6-minute rune. Even if they're not level 6 at that point, they use that Onslaught to get there pretty quickly and just try to maybe secure not only the rune, but a kill if they can.
And we see it.
Ooh.
Just a chill guy rooting for Team Spirit.
That's a great drawing. Post-stream win, all right. Some decent signs, some decent artists out there. You draw that well?
Not really. No, I'm really bad. I think I'm one of the worst ones. I can draw legs, and maybe I can draw a dog, but that's about it. I can't even draw a full human. But yeah, we gotta give credit when credit is due to this chill guy. And Pepe, big fan.
The amount of Pepe's I get from you on WhatsApp is about a dozen a minute, so.
Yeah, once I retire, I'm gonna write a book and I'm gonna tell a story how Pepe almost got me jailed, but we're gonna save that for another time.
I drink vodka, now I watch Dota. All right. Not too much right now yet, right? Okay.
Told you a storm was coming.
Oh, God, look at this art. I'm a big fan of all the art out here.
What is that coming out of the mouth? It's Team Spirit, the dragon, and I believe we saw PARAVISION.
Some ice breath, maybe?
Maybe.
Is Spirit giving cold vibes? Or, well, they're giving chill vibes, apparently. But taking a look at Satanic, he's just waiting back to farming with Phantom Assassin. Team Spirit has Spirit. All right.
This is their youngest fan. Next Satanic in making, potentially.
Could be.
Wait a couple of years. I think if Dota lives long enough, we might see kids of professional players, old school, coming into the scene.
With just teams of juniors?
Yeah.
All right. Who do you think would be the best person to have a kid going to Dota?
It's some Puppy Junior.
All right. I'm scared for the monitors, but it'll be okay. Can you read that one on the right?
No, I cannot.
Okay. I can't read that either, but Team Spirit crossword. Oh.
Thanks, camera guy.
I was trying to finish the crossword. I only got like 2 seconds. Ooh. And I'm getting word from production that sorry 9 class, but Team Spirit have 11 class.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that means, but
they graduated. They're saying they're very smart.
Oh, they attended more classes. Okay,
yes.
Maybe I should have attended more classes to get that joke as well.
You got a degree over there, don't you?
Yeah, I do in Dota too.
20 years in Dota gets you the degree, so these players still trying to get a degree themselves.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact. I've been actually playing Dota before Satanic was born. I've been playing Dota for 20 plus years now.
It's a scary stat.
I could have had a junior that would be playing on the stage right now if I invested into different stuff, you know.
Not Dota.
Yeah.
But then would you have had the Lacoste Junior?
Maybe my genetics are that good. They were actually not that good. I don't know, B Cup.
You played a TI?
I did, yeah, back in the days. That was so long ago.
Oh my God, almost 13 years ago.
Yeah.
That's almost longer than, I would say a lot of people here have been playing Dota themselves.
That's only Dota 2.
That's true. No cry. All right, I'm being told the translation is no crying. I knew that myself, definitely.
That's definitely towards you, because you are in the room right across mine, and I can hear you crying every single night. I don't know what this is about, but you're a very emotional guy. Not a chill guy, though.
What do you mean, not a chill guy? You could be chill and cry. I can definitely be chill and cry. Come on. They saying go yet over there? What are they talking about?
Looking good.
Let me double check.
Yeah, hit me with some information from the chat logs. Are they making fun of each other yet?
My prayers are answered.
All right. I got the translation from production, but it was a lot of words, and I don't remember what they said already. It was 2 seconds ago. I already forgot what they said. All right. All right. Doing some training, and then after that, go to Paris, I think.
Looking for
All
me?
right. I think that's the yes from production in my ear. All right, Lucas, I need nothing. They're not saying anything over there. No mic.
No, they're just voice spamming the chat voice lines.
You got a favorite chat voice line?
Do I? Yeah, from my boy Dakota back in the days when he was still active. Voice chat wheel line.
That's your favorite of all time?
Yeah.
I use yours every game.
Which one?
Praise the Moon of Mane.
Ah, that's a good one.
I start off every game spamming your voice line.
That was when anime was released.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 1 was really hyped about it.
And then what happened?
Then Season 2 happened.
Oh, no. All right, well, it feels like we're in Season 2 of this game already after a bit of a pause, but we get right back into it. And the viewers at home that there is the Storm Spirit leading the CS for the moment, but we've talked about Satanic. He's keeping up the moment in that safe lane, and another flame break from 9 Class. It felt like just a moment ago that he threw one, but that was actually 7 minutes ago that he threw the last one. Waiting to see 9 Class and DM get active in this lane, but so far it's been pretty chill. First Blood just came out before the horn. Other than that, nothing really in terms of aggression from either side.
Yeah. Except for Larb playing very aggressive onto no one in the mid lane. He might need I mean, he does have a bouncer on the top part of the map, so he can't pick it up. But also, if they want to get some trade kills, he would definitely love somebody to die, so he can get his bottle refilled. Right now, in terms of CS, 15 against 22 and 7 on Storm Spirit. And let's see what Collapse did pick up. He did put 2 points in the trample, so wants to have that extra bit of a damage. 9 Class making a rotation already.
See if they can find a kill on a Laurel. Some sticky napalm. And
just kidding. Does not want to commit.
Yeah. Couple of right clicks and that's it. 9 Class will go back the other way. It's a 4-minute water rune I'm trying to pick up here. Roll over. Picks up the water rune. Bottles it up. And Maposhka here with Laurel still not much doing. They're going to try and control both water runes to make Laurel's lane a little bit more miserable.
And definitely a call from no one that he needs some kind of a help in the mid lane. So he's gonna take another bottle and pick up the water rune. Root.
On some of the creep wave, or at least trying to. 9 Class now working on Laurel. Flame break, Vortex, trying to get a kill into no one. They'll TP in this Warlock. The Fatal Bonds, they take out no one, and they might be able to get 9 Class. Not enough damage, they'll trade Laurel. Another blast onto Ducalis, who came over for some help, but it's just the mids dying. Close on a couple of these other heroes. 9 Class just getting away with it. A little surprised that they were able to get Laurel, and 9 Class was sticking around the entire time, and you knew he was there.
He knew, but he also knew that he has backup of Miposhka, who did through a blood grenade, and most importantly, he did have that extra bit of an XP, so now he's level 5.5, while no one just got his level 5. And he also has a couple of CS underneath the tower, so will be level 6. And we talked about how good of a Storm Spirit game it is before they can get their ultis up, and before they can get those silences.
Root coming back over. Got one at each level, but 9 Class is the one who spots him
first.
himself
And try to run away.
And Flame Break roll in, dispels himself. They'll stick with it. The Boulder Smash and one last right click from 9 Class. He's got himself a killing spree. He's responsible for all 3 kills on the side of Paravision. And now, Baboshka needs to be very careful. Shadow Word, roll in. That'll connect. Ball Lightning, and now they've got the Vortex. It's going to be on a no one. He's only level 5, so they do not have Magnetized. Satanic looking for an opportunity to jump forward. Laurel's out of mana. Satanic hitting the right clicks, gets the kill onto the Storm Spirit, and now they look over at Rue. They've lost nobody yet on the side of Paravision. And they'll Hex himself and run out, but that is a early move there. from Satanic.
Yeah, I think they needed Collapse to move. If he's there, they definitely grab at least 2 kills from them, but maybe he thought it's not gonna be enough, because what I think is just happened is he was passing by with Phantom Assassin and decided, you know what, I'm gonna go through the triangle and try to help them out, because right now he is level 5.
Ooh,
That's
lockdown.
a big kill if they can get it.
Shackle, but no one.
Shield rune activated.
Yeah, he should be fine. 9 class. He's on a killing spree, so some good gold will go the way of Maposhka. Taking out a 4-time streak, and it's always nice when your supports get a big influx of gold, and especially you want to get these 2 supports to level 6 as quickly as you can. Honestly, for both sides, level 6 is very important. It's just about to be 7 minutes, and it doesn't look as though either Wisdom Rune will be stolen. Stacks will be made by Rue, and grab the double stack while he does in fact go for the Wisdom Rune. Both supports making stacks.
Dire are scanning.
Which one of these teams is going to rely more on their supports getting 6? Because there's some big ults coming from both teams.
I would say PARAVISION, because Lasso is that valuable. Same goes for Golem. He is already level 6. He did consume it. He did consume his
Black
passive,
Grimoire.
Black Grimoire, yeah.
And get a quicker 6 now, has access to that chaotic offering, and he's equivalent in level to no one who's now level 6. And we've talked in the past when this hero felt so good, once you hit level 6, you can use that magnetized move over and maybe start getting some kills in the side lanes. We'll see if he ends up moving early on, but for the moment with Laurel out of the lane, he's going to take advantage and just get himself a bit of farm under his belt, because he is sitting lowest in terms of cores in the game. EM also level 6, he's got those early drums, something that Rezo spoke on, getting drums into the pipe. Ooh, 9 class, only level 4, so nothing to stop the TP from Laurel, but they go to the flame break onto Maposhka. They'll drop down that Nether Ward. They will try to chase for a moment, but he's too far. He is one of the quickest heroes and is able to just walk away from that Batrider. Laurel seeing this stack, they'll farm up the big camp.
He's gonna farm the big camp, and there's gonna be Gatro farming the ancient stack when he's ready to move to the triangle. Right now, he is still farming, but doesn't have as much farm as Phantom Assassin. How does this guy get so much farm? We were talking about position 1 Magnus. Sure, you're playing against Enigma, so some of the CS is gonna be denied. Then back to full HP he goes.
Good pulverize from Collapse. Very nice. Did no damage with Shadow Word. Laurel making its way towards top. Maybe this time they can get a kill on a Satanic, but they're not working with Pulverize. It's not so easy, but they do have Life Drain from Maposhka. They are looking for the control, but he jumps to the back end of the lane. Onslaught, wrong direction. Satanic avoiding this gank from 3 heroes. They'll even commit the Chaotic Offering, the Stifling Dagger onto Maposhka. Life draining, and the right clicks are enough. With the help of DM coming top to get the kill onto the Pugna. Bottom lane, though, 9 class trying to run. A long TP coming through, and eventually actually being stopped by Root.
Mid roll, I see Earth Spirit trying to play very aggressive onto Storm Spirit, who is full mana, so it's actually Rue. Laurel is coming.
Yeah, Rue stayed in this mid lane, didn't commit to the TP, but they go to the Magnetize, and now they might focus their attention on Laurel. They've got the Boulder Smash. Collapses here. Magnetize on all 3 heroes, get reactivated, bring over Maposhka for a 4th. But they'll keep going to the Magnetize, and maybe no one will commit looking for something, but the Boulder Smash comes through. Onslaught, Life Drain, Pulverize onto no one, and they get the kill to the Earth Spirit. He was looking for an opening to maybe roll and get a kill on a support, but with 4 heroes there, he stayed a little bit too long.
While all this was happening, DM is the one focusing the tower, so they get at least some kind of a trade. But this is also a fight where they definitely wanted to have Warlock ulti to be able to keep them in place, maybe even set things up for another like black hole follow-up. Right now, Radon continues to farm up.
Use that RP earlier to try and get a kill on the 9 class, so they don't have access to that, but he's just farming up bottom. Nobody really coming his way yet. It was actually everybody over mid, so we'll just keep him to continue farming, and you can see the levels on your screen. A lot of these heroes towards the top at level 8, but the Warlock is the one that stands out. Of course, consuming that Black Grimoire and getting into kind of core status when he comes to his experience.
Wanted to have that ASAP, wanted to be able to protect his Phantom Assassin, who is on top of the network.
Satanic just making farm happen. Rune nearby, he's level 6 now. DM just sitting mid using these Eidolons. He'll farm as much as he can after getting that tier 1 tower. If they play aggressive once Magnetize is back up, they do have Black Hole to work with if they want to go for somebody like the Radon Magnus. stacks being made by 9 class, and no one, of course, this seems to be the usual build for Earth Spirits, is go to that Blade Mail.
Sanders up. I think PARAVISION is going to hit very strong timing once they pick up this fight on their Enigma and also Blink Dagger on Batrider, so they will have ways of initiating and also 2 very good counter-initiating spells. Collapse is like, you know what, Rodan, if you're not going to come here, we're going to team farm this one.
He wants that BKB as quickly as possible, and the key item to getting this Primal Beast activated when you're able to know you can pull down that Pulverize and be in the middle of these fights with the Trample. It'll take that farm away from the Magnus that we assumed is going to be for the Magnus, and you've got a Primal Beast that is getting closer to being active in the map. Labs moved over for that last fight, and they were able to get a kill on a no one, but other than that, he's been pretty stationary in that top lane for the time being. Are going to smoke up on the side of Team Spirit, look towards top, but there's not really anybody around. Satanic's deep in his own jungle. They might happen upon this Warlock, but that's not really the hero that you want when you're looking for a smoke kill up in the top lane.
They know exactly where Satanic is. They were drawing on a minimap, and they're only going to find Ducalis, so Satanic's going to be fine. That smoke has been popped, which is going to give them the tower on side of Spirit. Still, PARAVISION. Their team fight is going to be through the roof. Both teams, you're going to have this Shadow Shaman ulti, Magnus, but I'm still favoring PARAVISION because they have Warlock, they have Fatal Bonds combined with the Earth Spirit ulti, and also Black Hole sitting behind them. We talked about the itemization on Enigma. He's going for that drums, he's going for the pipe, so want to be able to tank up as much damage as possible. This is something that DM does really well in terms of itemization, and I think we did mention a lot throughout 2023 that Lar was the one who was like the most impressive player, the most improved player of the year. I think DM for me, starting this year and also how he ended the year, looks very promising. This guy, when he was playing for OG, he was just, you know, another offlaner, I would say, but I've been very impressed how he's been playing lately.
His game has definitely evolved, and we have seen that from PARAVISION and what he's done for them in this tournament. Meanwhile, by the way, Satanic got a 12.5-minute Battle Fury, so he's off to the races in terms of his farm. And they'll look over, and they should be able to find Rue. They spot him. We'll see if they end up committing the lasso to this. But Max himself, he'll shackle, and Cluster Cluck won't be enough to keep him alive. It's no one who gets credit for the kill. An easy one there for PARAVISION once again. Satanic going BKB Sanjin Yasha, or at least that's the plan for him at the moment.
I don't think he's going to change it. Gives you that tankiness. They are smoking up, using the scan as well on side of Dire to see. They know this is such a good rune. Such a good read from PARAVISION.
But they're not going to get there for the 14-minute rune in time. They'll get both for the side of Team Spirit. They bring over DM. The roll is connected. Mountain Black Hole. That'll set them both up to keep him here. And they get the kill to Maposhka. They'll get the kill to Collapse, and it's worth it for them to get those 2 kills despite giving up the Wisdom rune.
That was such a nice read getting that scan. Unfortunately, they were unable to pick up their XP rune. He was like 1 second too late, but still grabbing 2 big kills. And suddenly, it's a 2k gold lead for PARAVISION.
You've got that in the jumping off point for this Phantom Assassin. Satanic just leading the way so far. Blink Dagger is on the courier for Radon, so they'll finally have that initiation with the blink into the RP.
They should definitely try to go and find something right now to call it.
Shadow
Word. Much protection.
Just trying to keep himself alive to maybe buy some time, and they'll blink in. Oh, no. 9 class. He's killed as well. Laurel and Radon getting credit for a kill each.
He wanted to blink in, maybe get the lasso with some follow-up, but nice illusion rune popped by Laurel. Didn't go, kind of dispels it. You don't know which one is going to be the real one. And now with the Blink Dagger on Magnus, I want to see something more aggressive coming out from Spirit.
I think that was the debut showing of the blink for the Batrider there, and it doesn't really do much for them. Try to do that to get control onto the Storm, but John was there. They dropped down the Serpent Wards to go for the mid tier 1 tower. Everybody here for the side of Team Spirit. Pipe finished for DM, and he's got those drums there too. It should be time for him to go for the Blink Dagger, and we could see even more from this Enigma, who's got some pretty good farm under his belt. He's got Force Staff, queued up. So going Force instead of the Blink, we've seen a couple of Enigmas go for this.
Yeah, that's mostly DM. He really loves to have it just so that he can push people out of trouble, and also because you have enough mana. You definitely do have big mana pool to use all of your abilities with what you build into Magic Wand, drums. You have enough for a pipe, use all of your spells, and also playing for a little bit rather than for himself, that big black hole with the blink, he also wants to have something slightly earlier.
Up together, and they've got an Invis rune bottom. But there's a ward that spots all of this, sees all these heroes from PARAVISION, sees them crossing the river, and all these heroes on Team Spirit start to retreat a little bit further into their side of the map. Got two heroes towards top. It's Radahn farming where Satanic was, as Satanic has shifted his way towards the bottom end of the map. One sitting invis, but not spotting anybody on the creep wave, so he'll just farm it himself. This is all giving Satanic some time to farm, and Team Spirit, do you feel like they're on a hard timer when they're letting Phantom Assassin do whatever they want?
No, right now they are keeping up with the farm because they have Magnus. It's not a Phantom Assassin because she farms way too quickly, but they also secured his lane really well in the top and also removed some of the farm with the Enigma, so Radahn is not keeping up. Once they hit that BKB on PARAVISION, I would definitely love to see that they are going to be playing slightly more aggressive, threaten the Roche, because you have the damage, you have the overwhelming team fight, and you can easily counter-initiate even if Team Spirit decides to go and try to take a fight.
Decent vision for PARAVISION.
Wards.
Unintentional, but they've got a couple of wards across the map that might see them and might lead to that smoke. Of course, when they get that BKB for the Phantom Assassin, it probably spotted Collapse going back, and that's why these heroes from the Dire side are nearby. But Collapse not committing into the creep wave and not showing himself, so there's no opportunity there yet for them to make that jump and use that blink into the lasso. They do commit the Serpent Wards bottom, so they might need to try and defend this tier 2 tower, but it's a lot of damage with the Nether Blast and the wards just knocking away at it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is going to be a free tier 2 bottom.
Radiant's top tower is under
While they
attack.
trade a tier 1, but a tier 2 for a tier 1, they'll happily take any day of the week. Flame Break hits on Collapse, who onslaughted into the wave, but that's an RP to turn this around. They have the lasso for the moment, but they get a kill on a 9 class, and immediately PARAVISION, they'll retreat. They react with a Blink RP onto a Bat Rider. Their big team fight spell is out of it, but
they were so ready for it, and this is something they're going to try to do. Try to reposition, isolate the hero. Ducalis, Golem is ready.
They have Vortex, Magnetized, committed, Cluster Clock,
dispelled.
and Rue able to walk away with ease. So they drop the Magnetized. They don't get anything from that, and they finally have the BKB on no one now, as well as Satanic. Beated out the Magnetized, wanted to play aggressive, but immediately pulled the ripcord on the idea. A couple of Philosopher Stones for the supports in this game, one for the Bat Rider and the Shadow Shaman. You can see Radahn queued up the Manta into a Silver Edge.
Supposed to have some kind of a dispel. I thought it was going to be SNY, but there's a lot of things that he can dispel. Eventually, there's going to be Lotus Orb on your Primal Beast. There's going to be Cluster Clock, a couple of Glimmer Capes. Laurel, they are going for a kill, trying to get something out of it. 9 class, we still haven't seen him get those initiations, even though he is the one that got a first blood. His first blink reveal got also countered by Magnus. Second time he tried to jump in, Radahn was also ready to use the RP on top of him, and this is something that PARAVISION wanted to do. Go into Roshan Pit, and knowing that they already don't have RP, that don't have Shadow Shaman ulti, so go for the Roche, and they're doing the same thing one more time. Oops, dropping Shadow Shaman wards.
Satanic, Laurel, there is a Vortex. They're going to see if they can make him pop this BKB, but he'll be patient with it. You know, despite the fact that this Warlock popped the Black Grimoire, got that early 6, now he's 2 levels behind that Pugna. He's only level 9 to the level 11 of the Pugna, and both supports on the side of PARAVISION are falling behind, and that's a little bit due in part to the fact that they did grab the opponent Wisdom Rune, but overall, this is feeling like the supports are getting way more out of the map for the side of Team Spirit.
Warlock is more of a counter initiator rather than you want to play in the aggressive side, like you're not going to be crossing the river. You don't have that type of a play. Well, you're playing Shadow Shaman and Pugna. These two heroes are very good at killing the towers. Satanic, BKB has been ready on him for quite some time. He does have Aegis as well.
4 minutes to try and make something work. No one though, he'll pop the BKB. He had the Geomagnetic Grip to get the silence onto the Storm. But just a BKB and a rollout, and now that BKB is going to be used and down. So again, PARAVISION, I'm wondering now, do you want to wait for that BKB to be back up and then fight? And you're wasting even more time on this Aegis, and potentially that timing that we talked about with Phantom Assassin and their own BKB.
Radiant.
Laurel has been pretty impressive. He's involved in all 8 kills. And he also the one who is jumping in and also trying to bait a couple of spells. Maybe try to bait Golem, Black Hole. And we've just seen that he popped the BKB as well. Both teams going for Tormentor, knowing how bit of a... But I think more teams realize that it's such an important objective on the map to take, because let's say you'd lose a fight near your Tormi and they take both of them, it's such a huge influx of the gold.
Big quick 2,800 gold if they can get both Torms. Boschke gets the shard, and they also have Warlock with their shard. A couple of good shards in the game. Still Satanic farming over mid, almost has his Sanjin Yasha. It's go time for Satanic at any time that really PARAVISION want to go, but you can see the net worth with not really getting a lot of kills. Spirit farming the map, they're the ones who are taking the lead, and they're up 3,000 gold. Smoke up on the side of PARAVISION, but can they find anybody on the map? Everybody's top for Spirit. So this is not looking like a smoke that's going to do much for PARAVISION.
And really love itemization from Lara going for that Eternal Shroud. Knowing that most of the damage is magical on their side, other than Phantom Assassin, but also picking up Dragon Scale as his neutral item, so wants to have that extra bit of a tankiness.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Well, now go for a tier 2 tower. They gave up the tier 2 in this lane for free. They'll try to do the same. But here's the glyph, and will anybody TP over? They've got 2 heroes bottom behind PARAVISION, smoked up. So maybe they can pinch and find an opening, but they're still going to be fighting against an Aegis. Now a 3rd hero is showing up in Collapse. They'll have Blink RP ready to go, Ball Lightning to be that initiation as well. But Satanic's the only one really showing, and that tier 2 tower is gone. These heroes a little slow from the side of Spirit to make a move.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Take that tower, and it looks like PARAVISION may even want to put pressure over mid. Trying to force maybe a reaction from Team Spirit, but you got to be in the right spot. Maybe they'll go to the lasso, but they've got the cluster cloak. They hit the RP. It's going to be on to 2 of these heroes, and now they'll go over. It's actually on to 3. Both the Calls and DM are gone. BKB's been caught by nowhere. They go to the pulverized end for the BKB. They get all 4. Satanic survives, but at what cost? I mean, PARAVISION lose everything that they wanted to do to set up for that.
Jesus, they were so ready for this. First getting that cluster clock onto initiation from Batrider, and then Radahn hits a 3-man RP, Collapse follows it up, and they just clean it completely. Looking at the damage, they were unable. Like, 2 heroes died instantly. That's Warlock and your Enigma, and Phantom Assassin had to run away. They are going to have Shadow Shaman ult available in 50 seconds, so not going to be available immediately. Aegis is going to run out in 50.
Need to be careful, but Satanic with a Stifling Dagger. Eventually, Collapse will have the onslaught. They'll get the control with the Pulverize. Satanic, though, hidden away. Rue coming over, maybe looking for a Hex and some control on a Satanic, but there's still a lot of time with this Aegis. They'll go to the Ball Lightning in the Vortex. They get the kill in a 9 class.
They're outplaying them
onslaught
so
the other
hard
way.
now.
And now the right click's coming through. The Chaotic offering to stop the TP from Radahn. Ooh, Radahn.
Dagger.
He dodged the dagger, but is it going to be enough? Can they get the Vortex? Can they get control of Satanic? Not yet. Stifling Dagger. Satanic gets the kill and jumps over to Laurel, but there's nothing doing on top of that Magnus kill.
At least they got that 1 kill. They committed with the Golem, but still very well worth it. Radahn is worth a lot of gold, so Satanic getting that extra 600. They're kiting the fight so well. Yeah, it's just on another level. Completely spreading the fight. Seems like PARAVISION, they were not on the same page, like who needs to get jumped, because they didn't have the vision when they were doing that jump. PARAVISION did. They did get the lasso with the Batrider, but again, we really haven't seen it being successful.
So easy to praise the cores of Spirit for, you know, farming well and doing what they need to do, but it's Rue to me, who's really just been the MVP for the side of Spirit.
Yeah, he's been amazing in this game. I really love the itemization as well. Also the skill build that he did go for. So putting only 1 point in the nuke and maxing out all other abilities. When you are playing Cluster Clock, you want to max out that Hex, lower the cooldown, but also having that extra bit of a cast range, and does have a Glimmer Cape, so playing very selflessly, knowing that the rest of the team is going to be able to back him up, because they have double save. You have Pugna as well with the Decrepify, Glimmer Cape, plus the Solar Crest. A lot of things they can throw on top of them, and I want to see some earlier Nullifier being picked up by Phantom Assassin, because this has been super annoying what they've been doing so far.
DM, we saw that 1 black hole over by the Wisdom Rune that got them 2 kills, but other than that, it's been a quiet game from this Enigma as well. They're smoked up, they'll throw down some vision, the roll, Laurel coming right into their face, they go, and now they've got themselves the Geomagnetic Grip, they'll go to the black hole, Laurel, he's gonna be dead.
They had enough of these shenanigans. 9 Classo initiating with the ulti, getting that grab, and then follow it up by a black hole. Because they have so much team fight that they are not afraid to throw one of these big spells. Team Spirit, they're still thinking about maybe taking this fight, seeing no one has amplified damage.
gonna be a little bit scary, but he walks right into a pulverize, flame break, pulverize, now the shackle from Rue. Buyback committed though, that's gonna come from Laurel. Can they go in on this? Oh, RP's huge here from Rodon, grabbing 3 once again, they go to the onslaught, and down goes 9 class and no one. They'll look for more, Satanic with the BKB TP out. Can they catch up to DM? He'll TP without a BKB, and that leaves them vulnerable, as they'll get the Hex, they'll get the kill, and that's 3 heroes gone. Jukalis will try to run, but the Vortex is in for Laurel, and 4 heroes dead again on Paravision.
Man, team fight execution from Team Spirit. Rodon one more time, catching 3 heroes immediately, dealing 5,000 damage while Pugna dealing not too much, but also providing with the Solar Crest, with the Glimmer Cape. And I talked about the earlier Nullifier. He was thinking about maybe picking up Satanic, picking up himself before that, but definitely need it. They need that extra bit of a damage and lockdown, because these Glimmer Caves, they've been so annoying. Also, Laurel, I really love the fact that he is not afraid to just jump in with the buyback and come into the fight.
Yeah, willing to sacrifice a little bit of his game, but knows that it opens up so much. Satanic now here with the Nullifier, but it feels like once Satanic's BKB is done, they have to leave. They don't really have the sustainability at the moment
Stupendous.
to keep taking the fight to Spirit. Whereas they've got the life drain from the Pugna. They have the ability to get the catch later on in the fight with the Hex from the Shadow Shaman. Their initiation has been perfect from Spirit and Paravision. They need a lot more going their way.
They do. We haven't really seen that one big team fight from Paravision where they are using Magnetize with the Fatal Bonds and then drop the Rock, drop the Enigma Black Hole.
We're willing to just use the Black Hole to get 1 kill, and I think that was very wise of them to go get
It was wise.
Laurel.
That's why Laurel also decided to buy back immediately into that fight. Roshan's going to be respawning in 45 seconds, so it's going to be on the Dire side. Panic. Where's that Nullifier? He does have it.
He's got it ready to go, but Yatoro's got his Silver Edge already up.
He's a bit low on mana. Miposhka is going to be taking care of that one. They also do have gems, so they can remove some of the vision. Collapse is also super tanky. With the BKB and Shiva's Guard, he's going to be providing vision for the back team so that Laurel can get the jump, and so can Radon. Even though Radon did land like 3-man RPs twice while not having that much of a vision in a fight anyway.
Confident in jumping in, and now they're setting up, expecting Paravision to come their way. It's Satanic showing and no one in the front lines, but they're set up on Spirit to try and counter this. They've got the ward up on the high ground. They'll take out the vision. So now Team Spirit will start to shift their way a little bit more south to find a better protected area for them to make that jump. They drop the ward themselves. Now they've got some vision. There is a Watcher activated, so the eyes are there. And Spirit find an opening with Roche now up. Satanic will start it with Spirit right by them. He's willing to frontline this for now, but once that roar comes out, do you stick into Roche? Shockwave flies through, Radon looking for an opening. Satanic going to take care of these illusions, but he already jumped with that. He's standing here willing to go for Roche, while Spirit are very patient. Ball Lightning, Serpent Wards committed. Satanic still in, and now upheaval into the pit. Going off to the side, Ducalis, waiting to drop a chaotic offering, get a little bit of a turn. They go to RP. Oh no, he wins this time. They've got the last, so they have the control. Can they get the kill on a Radon? Yes, they can. They'll look for Collapse. They'll commit the Black Hole. The ball lightning across. They finish him off. No, not yet. But a chaotic offering with the Fatal Bonds comes in. They finally get the kill to Collapse, and War's going to ball lightning away. Rue's in trouble, but the cluster clock won't be enough. They get the kill on 4, and Paravision this time finds success.
Oh man, Yatoro would have landed that RP. Jokes aside, he tried to go for it, to try to skewer him away so they can focus him down from 100 to 0, away from the rock, away from the black hole. Just didn't work out this time. It was a very risky move. Paravision takes this fight. They did have a glimpse of him with the Shadow Shaman's wards inside of it, but it was not enough. They need that RP to hit.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, it shows the big difference in having it in a fight like that, where we finally see maybe RP not be as effective. And let's take a look at the replay. You'll see the RP just be a little bit off the mark, and they had
shorter than you think.
it up. Yeah, it looked like it hit with the cosmetic. Just out of the edge of it, they commit the black hole once again. They had the vortex on the Enigma to stop the black hole, but even that wasn't enough with the damage coming in from Satanic. Stuck with the Shadow Shaman despite the cluster clock, and pause to catch their breath and fix a headset for a moment, but we're right back into it. Now Paravision have the lead, 2,000 net worth going their way.
At least they didn't lose the gem. It would be very tricky because they already have gem on PARAVISION, so if they have 2, it means that throughout the whole game you're not gonna need to buy pretty much sentries. You're gonna have that vision advantage. Keep 1 gem in the base because right now they are also holding on to the second Aegis. 21
Are scanning.
in terms of levels for Phantom Assassin. This nullifier is gonna be the big one. He's ready to jump.
Radon spotted, but Stifling Dagger goes into the Silver Edge and will back away. The side of PARAVISION is here. Everybody except for DM in the area. I don't know if you're really... I mean, they're going to smoke, so they're willing to do it, but they're looking to maybe get a pick off and not a full fight against an Aegis, right?
Yeah.
Saw that DM was mid.
Here. Extra move speed from that Solar Crest. He's going in. Oh, the Force Staff. That's why he bought it.
Now the Force Staff over, but the Hex turnaround, they're going to go for a 9-class. No one comes in with a Magnetize. That'll be on a few. They'll hit that and reactivate it as 9-class is already dead, but he'll buy back into the fight. They go to the Pulverized and Front Collapse, but Satanic running in. They've got the Nullifier on the Primal Beast. They'll get the kill there and roll and look for more. Magnetize reactivated onto Baposhka, who's trying to run away. Radon, Glaro, and Rue, they're off to the side and away from this Pugna. But Maposhka, he's able to survive, gets out of vision with the Glimmer Cape, and PARAVISION, they'll dust, but they won't find another kill other than Collapse.
PARAVISION, they know if they stick together, they are much stronger in terms of the team fight, but just didn't... They were unable to execute. They got RP 3 times in a row. Now with Satanic holding that Aegis, the fights are going to be much easier. So we see what Team Spirit are trying to do. They are trying to execute with the Shadow Blades, aka Silver Edge, on Magnus, try to push them away and then instantly kill them. Shadow Shaman, this is level 15, so he does have that Hex Break mechanic, which is going to be pretty big. Plus they also have Silver Edge, and eventually, if the game drags, there is going to be Aghanim Scepter on Primal Beast. So they will have enough breaks for the Phantom Assassin. Problem is she's super tanky, and she has the backup of the team, like big team fight ultis.
Now you see no one even looking to protect a little bit more, potentially with an Ags of his own. Not really close to it just yet, despite what I normally say.
You would say that he almost has it, sitting at 1,800 gold.
It's kind of close if you do the math incorrectly. DM, dewarding, and they're just trying to keep some vision and go for their own Tormentor. They've got a BKB now on this Enigma, which means things like what we saw in the Roche fight, where you're able to ball lightning and get the Vortex to stop. Won't mean anything, but
Ducalis came here to die.
Yeah.
And we can see the smiles.
He's already got a shard, though, so he doesn't get rewarded for his sacrifice. Actually, DM gets the shard. Ags being built for the Bat Rider. This has been a pretty popular item for these Bat Riders.
It's the scaling item.
Potential to get 2 of these heroes lassoed up. He's almost there, but almost is, what, 2,000 gold away from that Ags? Nothing doing from Spirit right now as they're really trying to wait out this Aegis. A minute left on the Aegis for Satanic, and maybe we'll see a big fight come through from Team Spirit. What are you expecting from them in the next few minutes?
Try to slow it down. Wait until that Aegis runs out, and then go for the play. Because they whiffed that RP. That fight could have been completely different. It could have been their Roche. It's just that they mis-executed. Boshka, playing the top part of the map. Needs to be much more careful.
Hex, because just shackled up, but the lasso comes in from 9-class. The silence out of the Pugna. The roll, get the control, and get the kill on a Baposhka, but Rue eventually gets the kill on a Ducalis with the Serpent Wards committed. Roll maybe even looking for more, but a blink TP out, and Rue is A-okay. So a 1-for-1 trade as this Aegis counts down less than 10 and will expire in a moment. Maybe not as much as they would have liked from PARAVISION.
Oh, Radon, he needs to be careful. Let's see if he decides to snipe the courier. We'll check what's on the courier, if it's actually worth it.
RP committed onto the Enigma. Geomagnetic Grip for the silence, but there's the Manta looking for the kill. Skewer over, not exactly right onto the Enigma. Now, Radon, he's got to be careful. This is Phantom Assassin coming in and getting a big crit to kill off Radon, taking him out for 78 seconds, and a bit of an overzealous play there from the Magnus, and now Rue's gonna pay with his life. A shackle and a cluster cluck only extends the inevitable, but now these heroes are dead for a while and they might force their buybacks.
Not sure what the exit plan was, because he needed to heavily commit. He uses RP, has that damage, but the rest of the team were relatively close by, and now Radiant using the Fortify already. Satanic. They've got 0.2k HP. Even if he gets stunned, he's going to have so much armor from Vindicator's Axe. Can't be slowed down. Pretty much 6-slotted at this point.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Maybe they could try and make something happen with the Ags on Laurel, but it's the AoE Vortex. They don't have a Magnus to start with an RP. They're considering, can they fight without this mag? Do they want to buy back? They're conceding this mid-center Axe, but how much are they willing to give up? Ball lightning in, it's the Vortex only onto the Enigma. Laurel will back away immediately. And they will get both this center Axe and the tier 3 top. Ags is flying out for no one there too. So they're all together. Roche is potentially back up in a minute and a half. You are really falling behind for Team Spirit.
Yeah, most definitely. Those two last RPs didn't really give them much. They didn't even get the kill. Radon dies. Still, Team Spirit, they are one of the scariest teams when it comes down to defending the high ground, and they have a very good high ground defense with the Magnus, and also now with that Aghanim Scepter that you mentioned on the Storm Spirit could be a very good setup. So, PARAVISION, they will still need to respect
Radiant are scanning.
Just see what their game plan is, but Spirit showing that they want to play aggressive. They've got the smoke and the Silver Edge to get them hopefully into a team fight. It's a big deficit for them, and maybe they find one, maybe they find them all. But the Glimmer Cape, Ducalis, Lotus Orb, Satanic, Vortex, RP combo, but the lasso comes in, and that's a lasso on a 2. They'll get the control on Aru and Radon, and now Collapse with the BKB. He's got to run. It's going to run out. Satanic turns it around with the help of no one and the rest of the team. They'll find this Primal Beast. They'll get themselves 3, and Maposhka now, he's trying to get away from the Earth Spirit. Uses this Glimmer Cape to juke towards the north end of the map, but can he avoid vision? Can he avoid the rest of the side of PARAVISION? It looks like that's a yes.
DM this time around, he was ready to counter-initiate, was in a really good position. And seems like they don't want to go for Roche. Roche is going to respawn. Let's see, 2.5 minutes, so better options to be picked up right now. 40 seconds without Magnus. He does not have buyback, so that's going to be another side. And they also have quite a lot of time to go to the bottom because there is no Radiance Fortify.
They've got the Abyssal now on Satanic. They've got this Golem from the Chaotic Offering to help put some damage onto the tower. Serpent Wards is the deterrent.
20 seconds.
Yeah, it is a long 20 seconds without Collapse or Radon.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And it's looking like Megas. There's nothing they can do.
Radiant
Lotus Orb immediately on him.
Ball Lightning, Vortex on a 3. It's still no follow-up. They had the Vortex RP, but it wasn't enough. Ball Lightning in the roll, past all of them. Uses that Axe to kick himself further out of the base, and now Collapse is going to go in with the Onslaught. Pulverize RP, but is it going to be enough? They've got the Vortex on the 3 heroes. They get DM and Satanic. They'll take out Ducalis, and all 3 heroes are dead.
They got one more Rue on as well.
And Rue gets the control here onto the Earth Spirit, and it's 4 heroes into defense for Team Spirit.
They need to run it down mid, see who has buyback. Problem is, most of them have buybacks available. They actually, all of them, except for Batrider, who's going to have it in 20 seconds. But yeah, 3 sets of barracks is just a number, apparently. Team Spirit, let's see if they're going to be able to get something done. In terms of clearing the creep wave, they have Magnus, who's really good at it. Pugna is fine from the support role, but we're going to see that again. Laurel, he's the one who's setting things up with this Aghanim Scepter.
And this AoE Vortex is proven to be very annoying. And the RP stops the Pulverize immediately, but you've got the control, especially with the follow-up Vortex, where it doesn't matter.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Will they even buy back here? They've got Glyph, and you've got Mega Creep, so giving up 1 center Axe really doesn't matter.
They'll go for the tower, and they will go for the tier 4 towers. They don't want to play and go for Megas. They want to try to get those buybacks out of the system.
This is going to be tough. They'll fly back on 1. Enigma back at 2, but Satanic patient, holding strong, and now 9 class, can he find an opening? They are standing their ground and starting to hit their axe over mid.
Radon, no RP for 30 seconds.
Vortex on to this Enigma, but there's the Lotus Orb to bounce back to Hex. They go to the lasso. It's on. Man, into the black hole, and it's going to be 2 heroes gone. They'll lose Rue as well as Oro, and they need to try and get an escape. But the right clicks from Satanic. Down goes Maposhka. Radonic collapse. A full team wipe here for Paravision.
Radon, he does not have buyback available. He's so far away from it, and now there's also amplified damage in the bottom lane. They're gonna snipe that, and they're gonna run it down the mid lane and try to close this one out.
The double lasso pulling him into the black hole. You can't ask for much more than that. And that we've talked about how good 9 class has been, and he is showing up in the second half of this game.
Okay, they don't want to risk it. Since Satanic did use the buyback, they want to be able to get him this Aegis, and it's also going to be Cheese plus the refresher and also Mega Creeps with the banner.
A little bit scary giving them another chance to defend with the Magnus, though. You always got to be careful about an RP skewer into the fountain. You have help there from no one in his Ags, though, so maybe not too scared of it. They pick up that Aegis, they put it on the Satanic, like you saw, back cheese on a no one, and the refresher onto the Enigma, looking for black hole. It's still on cooldown for 80 seconds, so he might have to use it without getting 2 black holes.
Still needs a little bit of mana. It's very costly. He needs 1200. Also BKB, so he needs 1300 for the combo. Can't use anything else.
Pyro smoke up. Laurel dead for another 20 seconds. Has buyback, but I don't think that he's going to be able to get that kind of time. The Serpent Ward over towards the tier 4 towers. They're maybe looking for 9 class to start this off with a blink into a lasso, but Satanic shows himself, goes for the tier 4. They've got a Decrepify bounced off with the Lotus, and Satanic will get 1. He'll look for a second. Laurel didn't have to use his buyback. He'll have 2 lives, but will it be enough? DM standing there, backside of the fight, still smoked up. They go to the Vortex. It's on to just Satanic, who's got this amplified damage. He's so hard to commit into. They put the Lotus Orb on a collapse, but again, you're fighting into an Aegis. You're fighting into a lasso, but they've got themselves the RP. The skewer, no, the lasso. Got it again. Got the control from 9 class. Radon collapse, gone. DM, he'll finally fall, but the throne is exposed. Satanic goes from Maposhka. Now he'll fight Laurel, but instead, he'll focus the throne. They'll look to get the game. The glyph is there. GG is called, and Paravision, they'll take game number 1.
Oh man, PARAVISION ready to close it out, proving everybody wrong. Whoever picked Earth Spirit, that 7% that we talked about, they make it work. Astini, he was very confident in no one's Earth Spirit and his performance, and he definitely delivered.
And the stats do in fact lie, and he will be upping that win rate for this Earth Spirit up from that 7.7, but a good game from Paravision.
was trying to go for the solo kill, so it looked really good. And we can see the player comparison between two mid laners. Lar was also having an extremely good game. He was all over the place. Love the atomization coming up from him. Going for that Witchblade, of course, gonna give you the True Strike. Also gonna give you extra bit of a burst damage against the supports, and also picking up Eternal Shroud, something that usually you don't see, and you could see the impact once he picked up that later item, Aghanim Scepter, where he was pulling in multiple heroes. It just wasn't enough. So coming into the second game, I want to see slightly more team fight from Spirit, and I also want to see maybe slightly late game carry oriented for Team Spirit as well. I want to see Yatra on something more traditional.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if they go to more team fight. We're going to be getting into the draft for game number 2. It's PARAVISION against Team Spirit. Let's see it happen.
5 seconds remaining.
Team Spirit's turn to ban.
Radiant team ban.
Это наш шанс, это наш!
Just
Draft underway, already seeing the Batrider, the Tiny, the Phoenix, and the Venomancer banned out. And again, you said it, Lacoste, at the end of the first game, it feels like you can't give DM anything.
But not give him a single hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, you're gonna random in the end, but really glad that they are also removing Batrider, understanding how strong of a hero it is right now, because 9 Lasso, he had really great performance in the previous game. He was all over the place getting those initiations, got counter-initiated by Magnus twice, but other than that, this hero just gives you everything.
And well, right now it's the DK, it's the Monkey King from PARAVISION. They focus 9 class a little bit with the Venomancer ban. You gotta wonder, what are they gonna really give up? Are they gonna go to DM's hero first here for the side of PARAVISION, or are they just gonna pick up another 9 class hero? Right now the options are available in the Batrider and the Clockwork. We've seen from
I want to go late game. I think we are going to be seeing more of maybe Terrorblade as a first pick for Team Spirit, because they do flex it, or there's also Morphling available in the pool. This hero can easily beat first phase.
Yeah, those are 2 heroes that PARAVISION banned themselves when they had their first pick. But Team Spirit, they decided to steal the chant from Kalis, I guess. It wasn't their preference before. I think they weren't rating this hero before in their matches this much. But it gives you a good laning, it gives you auras.
10 seconds.
And I think auras are really important still in this meta.
If you can get off to a pretty quick mech,
5
you have
seconds
sustain early on in the game. If you're looking for something that maybe plays aggressive early in the chain, gets to that mech, we can find them fighting 10, 12 minutes into the game, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Venomancer is not like letting through, because I went outside and Astini was like, guys, give me Venomancer, it's such a free game. Just one more time, at least one time.
Can't just hand over the 9 class win though, right? Give him what seems to be his best hero, but if that's his best hero, I want to know what. I feel like his Clock is his best hero, the Batrider's his best hero.
It also leaves Nyx Assassin in the pool, and I would say that him and Saksa kind of proved himself in the tournament to be the best. I don't think 9 class even played Nyx Assassin. It's just that I've watched quite a lot of his stream, and this guy is onto something. Like he loves to play the hero, gives you that burst damage, something that you pointed out multiple times, Rezo, that you want to have that instant burst paired up. It's also a vision hero, pretty similar to Bounty Hunter. It's just you have 10 times more damage.
Yeah, and I think it's really good against Chen, because you can kill it with the Chen's creeps, and when you're pulling waves, Chen can't really stop you from doing that. He doesn't have any like slow or stun mechanic.
So are you a little bit surprised that they banned the Enigma while wanting to pick up the Chen, and maybe not something like the Nyx Assassin that could have protected it a little bit better?
No, I think you should still ban Enigma. I think it's just way too important for PARAVISION.
They banned the Sniper, not wanting to give it to no one. You were praising that in the first draft, as you wanted to see him go back on that Sniper, but now it kind of opens up the doors, right? You pick a hero that's got such a low win rate, you're confident in your mid to get it done, even with a hero that's had an abysmal time at this tournament. So other options are certainly there for you that might be fringe options for no one, right?
Yeah, no one likes to play some Queen of Pain. He would also like to... Oh no, Zeki's banned. He'll also like the Puck a lot. So...
Yeah, some of these more maneuverable heroes that can maybe get exploited, because you have Chen, so you don't have that extra bit of a control.
Trying to protect the Chen a little bit more by taking away that Enchantress. Inch
I think
sniper.
I think that both teams are also looking at the Morphling.
Yeah, Morphling, Terrorblade, these are my two guesses that we're going to be seeing in the game. And also Phantom Assassin. I wanted to see something more late game oriented for Yatoro, just because they lost game 1 and they also want to have some kind of a backup plan if things don't go well early.
Yeah. And Dawnbreaker is pretty good for DM this game because with Nyx it's pretty good in combination.
I love that combo.
Yeah. It's a very strong lane, and in the game it's just way too much pressure.
They ban out the Morphling, they go immediately back to that Phantom Assassin. Satanic played it so well, his timings were quick. This already feels favoring PARAVISION. I know there's only one hero picked for Team Spirit, but after a performance like that, how can you not favor him?
But this also leaves Alchemist in the pool, because hero was not contested in the previous game in the first banning phase. In the second banning phase, I believe it got banned, so if you want to have a little bit of an extra momentum, I would love to see maybe Yatoro pick it up, because Chen plus Alchemist gives you a lot of the early timing. Sometimes Phantom Assassin's not ready to strike back immediately, because you, like, especially if you have a great lane. Chen does stabilize a lot of the lane's problem. In this one is he's going to be playing into Nyx Assassin, so won't be having that much of an impact, but would still love to see something that gives them that extra bit of oomph in the draft.
I actually believe that Alc got to the third phase even of bans, because we were asking for the Gyro Bloodseeker and they went to Alchemist, but they'll pick up the Centaur Warrunner here for Spirit. You guys have been calling for this hero in a lot of drafts. We just have not seen it as much as maybe you guys would have liked, right?
Well, it's a good build-up, you know, for the Blade Mail. I think they really need Blade Mail here when you're playing against PA, but at the same time, it's not really like that big of a counter pick to the PA. Like, I think you need something more. You need the break mechanic. You need something that stops her from getting to her timing.
I'm fine with Shaman again. Shaman or Lion, because you have that instant hex against Nyx Assassin, something that he can't use the carapace. It was always good throughout Dota history. And again, we haven't really seen it much in the previous game, that 15 talent on Shadow Shaman, but can definitely be really good.
They go to the Dark Willow. That'll be their support duo with the Chen. Bit of a grimace on your face, Lacoste, and it's not the McDonald's kind.
I don't know if I like this hero too much right now. Sure, it's a good combo in the lane with the Centaur, gives you that kill threat. Other two heroes that I did mention would also give you pretty much the same thing. You could be food for when you're playing against Nyx Assassin. You could really feed off with this Dark Willow.
Yeah. You kind of can kill her solo without even any help.
Back to the Warlock. They like that combination. The Grimoire helping that Warlock to get to level 6 very early on. Was level 6 when his mid hit 6. You can just get involved in a couple of kills and all of a sudden you've got Chaotic offering very early on in the game. Now, of course, they stole both Wisdom Runes and kind of slowed down the progression of both supports, but you set into the game yourself, Lacoste. You're more so just trying to get to that 6 so you can counterplay what Spirit's throwing your way.
Yeah, that's why he used it so early on, just so that he has that little bit of oomph. Wanted to protect Phantom Assassin. As we've seen, he TP'd to the top lane, ready to back him up. They got one kill out of it. Then had a bit of a slower game, but this is what position 5 Warlock does. Sacrifices a lot of his game, and we haven't really seen them take some of these earlier fights that they maybe wanted to. So Team Spirit did a really good job dodging Enigma's Black Hole and the Rock, but you could still feel the power of the Rock in the mid and late game fights.
Yeah, and I think Warlock is pretty good against Chen with the Fatal Bonds. It's good to make the survivability on the PA with the heal.
Team Spirit
stack. Bristleback.
It's not Rocket. We've seen it yesterday. It was really good in the game. Not so much in the lane, because he did get countered by Monkey King and Crystal Maiden. I don't think this time around he's going to be having that bad of a game, but it also worked really well because he had Sniper and he also had Morphling, so in the mid-game fights you could feel the power of it, reducing their armor, and you have now Phantom Assassin as well, and still yet to be picked up a hero for no one.
I really would like to have a Dawnbreaker instead of Bristleback there. I didn't really see the impact from that Bristleback in the previous game.
He was more soaking up the damage rather than dealing the damage.
Yeah, but when you're losing your lane, you can't really soak up the damage because
it was a tough lane.
They kill you this fast, so there's no like soaking.
Yeah, it wasn't really a great game for the Bristle in the last one. He was behind on net worth by quite a bit in the early goings, but now they pick up the Drow Ranger for Team Spirit. Not a hero we've been seeing too much of in this tournament.
I think people used to pick PA as a counter to Drow Ranger, not the other way around. So it's quite an interesting choice.
10 seconds remaining.
Bristle, what was the name of the build they were calling it? for Paravision in this
5
bristle?
seconds remaining.
Was it the
Green
The
bristleback?
hog build.
Yeah,
The hog build.
build.
Yeah, this is something the hog did play from the
Radiant
off lane.
team ban.
Sometimes you gotta pay attention to what's happening in the pubs because a lot of different players have very cool ideas. But to go back to this Drow Ranger, it gives her Silver Edge. Definitely a good game for it. We're playing against Phantom Assassin, playing against Bristleback, and yeah, Nyx Assassin, something that he doesn't like to play into is this instant silence. And I also want to see if Yatra is going to prioritize going for the shard, because this is a really good one when you are playing against the Phantom Assassin as well.
Wanting to have that Glacier available to you. We've seen some Drow Rangers have that Axe, of course, with the Hypothermia.
The other thing that Bristleback needs in his lineup, that he needs somebody to stack him a lot, so he can, like, even if he loses lane, he wants to just come back and farm these stacks. But
10
as
seconds
Nyx, you can't really stack a lot of camps for him, right?
Yeah.
So
No, he's not stacking. He's stealing some of these big camps.
He's
You go
even
as a carry,
stealing
yeah,
them.
you go into the triangle and you see like one small guy, like one Satyr, because he killed the other two.
yeah, I'm just not a big fan of this Bristleback pick. But at the same time, the Ranger, Chan, they can't really pressure him that much on the lane, I would say.
Team Spirit's turn to
Banning
ban.
the Pango, getting rid of that Laurel Storm that we saw in the last game, because despite the fact that Team Spirit lost that game, everybody played well. It was just that one missed RP that changed their fortunes. It wasn't like there was anybody, in my eyes, that was really lacking too much from Spirit in that game.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I'm surprised that Magnus is still in the pool, by the way. So
play it mid.
if no one can just pick up the Magnus
I think
here.
they might be prepping for Laurel to pick up Puck, because right now a lot of these counters are already gone. No Monkey King, no Sniper. It does feel like they are lacking a little bit of a control. You can be very annoying for the backlines. Right now there are no real stun silences other than Nyx Assassin if he can surprise you, but there's also going to be Chen and the Stampede to maybe bail you out of the trouble. So I feel like it's a really good Puck game for Spirit.
But they have to address this PA, right? They didn't have that much of a
Team Spirit,
counter pick to
turn
them
to pick.
to the PA in the previous draft, but this draft I think it's even worse against PA than the previous one. So they need something to deal with it. Otherwise, we might see the same scenario happening again.
They go back to that Earth Spirit, you think, for Paravision? Up
Yeah.
that win rate even more?
I think Magnus or Spirit would be great options for them.
They first get to look at
5
what Team
seconds
Spirit are going to go
remaining.
to. They don't actually have a lot of reserve time for this, only down to 3 seconds. And they pick up the Earthshaker, the name brand of the event.
Yeah.
Fissure.
It kind of blocks some of the picks that no one can do right now. But at the same time, you can like just, don't care about this. Straight up pick your heroes.
10
You thinking
seconds remaining.
goes well into this Earthshaker Lacoste?
I also think Puck is good here
5
for no one.
seconds remaining.
They also, I mean, now that the Shaker is picked up, it can be a bit difficult, I would say, but they might need to take an L in some of these lanes. They need some kind of a control other than this Nyx Assassin plus Warlock, because they have Stampede available. And there's the Magnus. I prefer this. I actually prefer this. Gives them a lot more team fight. And now you also have BA with the Empower. And also, let's see which facet Bristleback is going to take, because if he takes the other one, there's going to be quite a lot of physical damage from Phantom Assassin, and he does take Snot Rocket.
He does take Snug Rocket. I mean, I see only one weakness in the PARAVISION draft, which is Bristleback. But at the same time, this PA with Magnus Empower right now, it's even stronger than before. And I think Team Spirit lineup cannot really stop it this game.
Kind of scary, honestly. You've got two mid. I'm looking over at it. You've got Magnus against the Earthshaker. You also have two supports that like rotating over for the side of Paravision. We saw the Warlock willing to TP over. Nyx likes to kind of scuttle around and look for a stun. You get that with a Shockwave and a Skewer under tower. If you're an Earthshaker by yourself, even if a support rotates but you're too far under the tower, you're left kind of vulnerable in that situation. I really like what Paravision have, and I'm a little worried for Spirit allowing this Phantom Assassin once again, and now having the Empower to even work with, and Satanic, who farms well on his own, now able to get that much more out of the game.
And I'm worried about the Drow Ranger as well. You have Magnus to jump on him.
Yep.
You have PA to jump on him. You have Nyx that
Assassin,
just, can go around. So it's going to be a tough game for Spirit.
Yeah, it's not looking easy, but Lacoste, what are the outs here for Spirit? What are you looking at in terms of game plan?
They have a much better team fight compared to the previous one. I think Earthshaker gives them that. You also have Centaur. Maybe if Miposhka can get some of his item timings, it's not going to be easy playing into Nyx Assassin. A lot of times you'll see Draw Ranger +1 putting a lot of pressure onto Bristleback early on. I don't think that can happen in this game considering you're playing into Nyx Assassin. So he's going to get shut down, and also there is... Like, you're leaving Bristleback open. We've seen what the Bristle can do, even when he's not having that good of a time in a lane. But this time around, he's going to have a much better entry to the game.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for the Bristle based on the performance we saw last time, but if it even goes even slightly better, I'm worried. Very worried for the side of Team Spirit. And before we get into this game, we do have a coach's interview. We're going to send it over to Willy Wonka on stage, and let's take a listen.
Prepare for battle.
Don't mind me. Just a wee fairy going about her business.
What a waste. Oh, you want some of this, eh? What did you expect?
Thirty seconds to battle.
Thank you very much, Jenkins. Solid interview there, and we'll have to see how this game 2 goes for the side of Team Spirit, if they can keep their hopes alive coming into this one. 9 Class was the one who got first blood in game number 1. Can they repeat again and start the ball rolling early? Thinking about a bunch of timings for the side of Paravision with the way that Satanic was able to just evolve throughout the game and now has that help from the Empower. Spirit, these lanes definitely seem like they have to be off to a good start. We talked about Bristle struggling in the last pickup we saw from Paravision, but given a little bit more, it could prove to be the difference maker, right?
Yeah, most definitely. But I'm also looking at the side lanes, and I think both lanes for Paravision are going to do well. Like, you're not going to be killing this Centaur, that's for sure, but you're going to be getting the farm on Phantom Assassin. I like that they're also playing slightly more aggressive on side of Spirit. That's what I want to see. Try to grab the kills, because you just picked Dark Willow and the Centaur. Definitely a killer combo. Mid lane going to be an interesting one. You do have all this extra damage, of course, on the Earthshaker, but got to be slightly more careful. You're not going to be playing against Pango or anything. Mag also has extra bit of a damage, and gotta be careful about those skewered back into the towers.
Already a little bit of damage coming the way of Satanic over bottom, but not much really doing just yet. Ducalis was going to the Shadow Word early. He wanted to keep this Phantom Assassin pretty much topped off, but now has the Fairy Fire and the Tangos. A little bit different pickup for Satanic in that lane. We'll see if they can maybe play aggressive, but it doesn't exactly scream too aggressive just yet, especially against the tanky Centaur War Runner. And if you can maybe get your hands on Dark Willow, it could be good. But they'll go for 9 Class.
And I really like what Miposhka is doing. Usually you would see Satyr facet on Chen, but he also did pick up Hellbear. So this is the one that you don't have any mana, so you can't kill his creep.
Okay. Wise. Taking away the benefits to the Nyx Assassin there. Laurel was skewered under the tower down to 1 shot, but was able to survive it. Not really the most aggressive lane coming through to mess with this Bristle. 9 Class should be able to protect him as much as possible. And
yeah, you can always TP out. You do have a stun on your Nyx Assassin, so this lane should be fine, but I also think they're going to be sharing a lot more XP and CS when it comes down to 9 Class, because you're playing Nyx Assassin. This is a super greedy position for you. Want to give him some of the CS, want to give him some of the farm, and we can see he's already sitting at 4.
Your own damn fault.
yeah, getting as many creeps as he can with this Nyx. And there's the Water Rune bottled and picked up for Laurel. Needs to keep that health pretty high just in case he does get skewered under that tower again. I talked about in the draft, or we talked about in the draft, how they might have a couple of heroes really willing to rotate. Dark Willow is definitely one of them for this side of Spirit, and Honestly, I could see Nyx Assassin coming over to try and land a stun and get a kill there too, but instead they focus their attention on Maposhka.
Minus armor.
Double stun, and Maposhka one shot from dead. Radon gonna try and turn it back onto DM, but he gets out of vision, and now they'll go for Radon, who pops the wand, but the chase is on. The multi-shot is there. 9 class under the tower, but he'll still get the kill. Oh, and survives the tower shots.
That's pretty massive. Nyx Assassin also getting some of that solo XP, so he's already level 3. Let's see if Chen's gonna be able to grab a kill here. Doesn't seem like it.
Ooh. Oh, not gonna get it. And he'll pick up the Lotus. 9 class. More like world class. This guy is killing it right now. Go for collapse. The fatal bonds are there, but it's tanky Centaur. Not really much doing, but definitely making this lane favor Satanic once again. And he, of course, is without question sitting top of the CS.
They're already level 3 to Kalis. 2 points in Shadow Word, which means that Satanic is going to be pretty healthy. Once you get him to his power threat, he's definitely not gonna die. He has Fairy Fire, has Magic Stick in this bottom lane, and let's see what Collapse decided to pick up on his level 3. For now, it's nothing. If you see the opportunity, you can put a second point in Stomp or the Double Edge, but if he thinks that there's this lane, they're not gonna be able to get the kills, he can go for the Retaliate and start prepping for the jungle farming.
This is where it might get a little bit more difficult here for the Earthshaker. Laurel not able to get either of those water runes, so that bottle's gonna stay empty. Does have a clarity to work with, and see if maybe one of the supports dies, they come back over mid to refill that bottle. The big if, and now without having that refill, it leaves him vulnerable to getting skewered under the tower. Satanic taking some damage from Collapse and Rue, but they've got that Shadow Word from the Warlock. He'll heal up pretty heftily here in the bottom lane. He's not too scared, and like you said, he's got that early stick.
And Collapse putting a second point in Hoof Stomp, making sure that they want to have that extra damage. Maybe they're going to be able to grab a kill. 9 class. Blood Grenade again.
Yeah, Blood Grenade to try and turn it, but DM
is not close enough.
Yeah. Maposhka wisely not going down those steps and going to the right side.
Carrier. Doesn't want to go that way. Already has double null talisman. This is the build on Nyx Assassin that I think he kind of pioneered, because I was watching a lot of his stream where a lot of position for Nyxes. You would see them maybe pick up the boots, maybe get mana boots as well upgraded, but he wants to have that early impact. Bottom lane, there's a lot of happening. Satanic dropping low.
Both heroes are going to be okay. Collapse was also low. Rue taking some shots here from Ducalis. They'll put the damage on, but they won't be able to finish off anybody just yet. See if they re-engage once they get Bramble Maze up one more time, but this Shadow Word continues to just heal up Satanic, and he does not feel as though he is in any trouble. The same can't be said for DM at the moment. He's getting chased by Radon and Maposhka, but something you mentioned, just TP out.
Yeah, it's that easy. He's gonna go back to base, but you can see the power of this. And it's not even maxed out. This is level 1B. No one's
the advantage, and they'll have the stun under the tower.
Level 5 on Shaker.
Yeah, Laurel's in a lot of trouble, and the damage from this tower will get the last hit, and they will finish off Laurel. Maposhka also denying that Arcane Rune, but he's not here in time, and neither is Rue to get the save on the Earthshaker at all.
And now big difference, using that first RP to grab the kill. Rue, even with his rotation, still unable to achieve much, and we can see Nyx Assassin what he's doing in the jungle, level 5 at 6 minutes before picking up the XP rune. So that's going to be a great timing for him.
Already a 1,000 net worth lead, and it's just no surprise that Satanic is towards the top of the net worth. But that being said, he's trading spots right now with the Drow. Later he'll have access to that power, of course, still going to the Battle Fury. Thinking of the markers of last game, it was 16 minutes Battle Fury BKB. Be tough to beat if he gets to those timings once again, right?
Still farming really well. Very close to his Magnus, close to the Drow Ranger as well. 9 class takes that XP rune.
They're unstolen this time around. That was a little bit of a difference in the last game. Not seeing Warlock as involved this time around, but see how quickly he gets to his level 6. Arl backing off the lane, and it is wide open for the Magnus. So for the moment, no one going to be unbothered. And just in a really good spot from the mid lane. Radon, body block, 9 class. Stun was already used. With the TP, no one.
That was close.
Just off a touch.
As close as that RP in game number 1.
Really gonna do the Spirit fans in the crowd like that?
No. Echo Slam is available. We've seen when Earthshakers are kind of struggling that they tend to use first Echo Slam to kill ancient camps, and right now I see Rue stacking in a triangle, so that might be his entry to the game. You see 5 against 4 on the side of PARAVISION.
Good math. Didn't get the stack though on the ancient camp. That second time he only has 1 stack in there. Phase boots now for the Bristleback, who's bottom of this net worth chart for the cores. Actually, 9 class doing well, keeping up. Not exactly with him, but already has this level 6.
Scary timing. Level 6.
Sees Radon, and he'll have the information, but can anybody come with him? Probably lacks the damage, but we'll stick with Radon and see if anybody can come over. And they've smoked up, but Miposhka will do a good job of scouting this out. Shockwave lands onto the Chen, skewer over, but Miposhka gonna be running this all the way out and away in 9 class now, working with his Vendetta, but not getting anything out of it yet, with Radon just avoiding the gank that was coming through.
He just might get Miposhka instead.
Ooh,
Oh, no, he lands a stun without Vendetta.
Fatal Bonds, and Miposhka, he's dead there to 9 class. Can't commit all the way through onto Radon, but they'll take whatever they can get.
I guess he was relying on maybe a skewer into RP, but he didn't have enough mana, and I believe skewer was also on a cooldown. We talked about Bristleback. He is having a much better game compared to the previous one that they did play yesterday. So double bracer. There's that Echo Slam.
Good chunk of gold. A lot of stacks there to take very quickly. Getting some help here from Rue, who wants to have that level 6. If they can maybe use that Terrorize well with the Bramble Mazes to set something up, maybe with a Stampede and a Jump Over. But it doesn't feel like they're looking to be too active early on.
Middle tower is under
And 9 class again has Vendetta back up. Spots Radon full health, full mana, so he can't really go for this either. But getting information for the side of PARAVISION and maybe calling for somebody to join him when he scouts out like this. No one not really
gold saved up, so he can buy Diadem.
Fissure.
Trying to backstab. Maybe he can catch Laurel here.
Good skewer through the Bramble Maze.
Has fallen.
Doesn't get locked up at all, and that gives no opportunity for them to come over. But the Brambles that connect, and there's the Benwin with the Sentry. Throws out a stun, but 9 class low. Shadow Word not going to matter. The Shadow Realm Strike from Rue is enough damage to kill off the Nyx Assassin.
Oh, planted that branch, but Rue still getting a kill. 300 gold for him in between 3 heroes. This is something that you want to see. Planting down that Sentry, playing super aggressively. Titanic now on top of the network because Radon was not farming much. He was also getting scouted, interrupted by Nyx Assassin. His network did skyrocket. Still going to be a good time. This is going to be 12-13 minute Battle Fury one more time.
And last game, 12.5 minutes on that Battle Fury. Already leaning that direction. Magnus also keeping up with Satanic. It just... They haven't stopped the Phantom Assassin at all, and they haven't really tried either. It just feels like these teams aren't taking advantage of anything they can get early onto the PA.
They tried to go for 1 kill, and maybe if they got it, they could have tried to go for 1 more time, but it's very difficult with Warlock behind him, constantly harassing them with Fatal Bonds, and also using Shadow Word. Golem is ready. He did already use his Black Grimoire. This is a very difficult word to pronounce.
Grimoire?
Yeah.
Okay. Like the word though. 3 heroes towards top. TP Laurel out of the way of this top lane and down towards bottom to join Rue at level 6. They find anybody though with this smoke. They see the Shockwave. DM, he's the one who's pushing the lane and getting some CS. He really hasn't been stopped too much at all either. This Bristle's recovered well and is just about as farmed as Amplify damage. Picked up by Laurel. They'll Stampede, get some distance. No RP committed on that, but now it might have a second chance. They've got the totem. They'll hit the Shockwave. I don't even know if they need the RP. They think about the Terrorize. They've got the Hand of God. They'll have the Amplify damage. Yeah, with the Vendetta and the stun, they get a kill on a Laurel.
I think
the
everybody
RP,
experienced
such
this. This
patience.
Nyx Assassin is so annoying to play against, knowing that he had that great of a start and now grabbing a kill. You want to give him the early kills because he is just a recipe away from Dagon, and that's going to be very difficult. No one. That was a blink on blink action. They already used the Stampede, still grabbing a kill. Radon wants to get involved. DM, he's like, yeah, please.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Constantly
Go on,
throwing the
mate.
viscous nasal goo out there. Yeah. Asking them, trying to goad them into a fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Stacks being made again. Collapse trying to farm up as much as he can, but Laurel, he's got that blink dagger. You want Centaur to have a blink after the blade mail. That is something that you mentioned in the draft, the blade mail maybe being a deterrent to Paravision.
Yeah, and speaking of blade mail, I really like that DM is also going for the blade mail, knowing that it's gonna give them that extra bit of armor against the Drow Ranger, against the Earthshaker. It is a lot of right-click damage. And there is a lot of uncontrollable damage as well. Will force them to maybe stay away from him when he pops that blade mail.
Battle Fury, 13.5 minutes. So a minute slower than the last game, but not really a massive difference overall in terms of the game state. Still farming up quite a bit. Blade mail almost finished for DM. You've got this Nyx Assassin looking to maybe kill somebody who goes for this Wisdom Rune. Swipe it away from Rue.
No raindrop, Rue. Let's see if he decides to put down Sentry. We'll pop the dust instead.
You could see 9 class already thinking
knew.
ahead. Yeah, he knew he didn't have to go for the Wisdom Rune, knew the dust was probably coming, and just escapes away, and TP is out. Think that far ahead, because you see the idea, just go for the Wisdom Rune and maybe get a kill, but if you get dusted and there's a +1 or 2, you give up your life yourself.
Professional gamers who are paid to play this game are thinking ahead. What a shocker, huh?
Yeah, more news at 9. Definitely the case. There's a 3K lead here for Paravision, and Spirit only 2 kills to their name. Not really making much happen around the map, but they're still just waiting for Radon to farm as much as he can to get involved.
Haven't seen much from him. Of course, he is playing Drow Ranger, and we talked about his itemization. This is going to be like casual Dragonlance. That's something that we do see on Templar Assassin, as well as a first item, and then going for Manta Style. Wants to tank up, wants to be able to dispel some of the things, especially against Bristleback, and then going for the Silver Edge. This is going to be the key item, playing against PA and Bristleback, to have that break mechanic available.
And stay quiet, and another Vendetta to try and find somebody out, but we'll farm the outside
Dire's
camps
bottom
and
tower is under attack.
use that mana flare to just get anything away from this Drow, because you're leaving camps with 1 or 2 creeps, and it does take something, maybe not a lot away from Radon, but it is annoying when you come to a camp and it's just a small
It is,
satyr.
and this is the area where they're going to be farming, and we can see the also observer, deep observer that has been placed, which is going to scout things out for them.
Yeah, 9 class has been following these enemy heroes, and that's just like you can follow the channel with !F. Follow us on all socials. Get some behind the scenes action here from the FISSURE Playground. Are smoked up, and maybe they'll find 9 class, but he's staying within the trees and still nothing doing for Spirit. Satanic just moving up and up the chart and away further and further from this Drow. Just not 2 kills, that's it for Spirit.
Network keeps increasing. Now Dagon is being delivered on Nyx Assassin, so he will have that extra bit of a burst damage, so can definitely solo kill Chen and can solo kill Dark Willow.
Uses that Vendetta again, knows to keep the courier all the way on the outside. Rue actually gets some vision on that courier, but won't know where 9 class exactly is, and like you said, he gets the dagger delivered.
Are scanning.
Kept a lot of heroes here top for Spirit. They finally TP over the Drow to bottom, but here comes 9 class, and he's got a +1, but there are a couple of heroes here for Spirit that might be able to counter this play. Sticking with Miposhka, there's the Vendetta hit. They'll go to the Impale. They've got the dagger into the Mana Flare, and they'll get the kill on a Miposhka. That's first kill for Paravision in a few minutes. But again, Spirit evacuate the area, and they just are looking to farm and not take any engagement for the moment. Got some vision down offensively here, but not really enough vision to want to commit with. Collapse is nearby. So is Laurel, but they are just avoiding Paravision at all costs. Fissure, as well as the double edge.
Those two blink
Can't avoid
daggers,
that.
grabbing them the kill without even using the Echo Slam, so that's nicely done. DM is going to be tanky. He just picked up Vampire Fangs and also did pick up the Shard as his basically second item, if you want to count in the Blade Mill, going for the BKB next. I really like how DM thinks about itemization, like what needs to be done first. Yesterday, when he was having a really rough time, he immediately picked up that Shard, gives you a lot of impact in the fights. But we haven't seen much from the mid laners. No one has also been farming relatively well, but also staying away from some of these fights. It's mostly been 9 class. Vicalis looks very dead here.
Finally getting a little active on the map. They've gotten each support another time. They're grouped up as 5 in the bottom half of the map. They would have, of course, rather get that Magnus, but weren't quite all there quickly enough. Kyle's happy to give his life up for the cause to make sure that his cores can continue to farm and not really face much turbulence when it comes to getting that farm.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Knowing that there is no Phantom Assassin BKB yet, they're gonna start to
Dire's middle tower.
slightly more pressure on the map, getting their first tier 1 tower killed. Marl also continues to farm up. He is going for Aghanim Scepter.
9 class DM, well, Rue is here. It's the Vendetta lens, the Impale. Bramble Maze is down. The Bedlam isn't going to do much, but the Terrorize won't even come through as Rue is killed by DM. Easy kill for the Bristleback.
They definitely have more than enough damage to go for Roche because they have all this minus armor. Satanic also has Lightstone, and now DM 4 points in goo with that Snot Rocket Facet. You're also getting more minus armor because you're going to be having more stacks. Same as in game number 1. PARAVISION going for that Roche relatively early on, grabbing 1 kill and immediately snatching Roshan.
BKB timing lines up with that Aegis. Expect PARAVISION to want to fight Miposhka. He's in the area. Near this tier 2 tower, doing some damage, almost taking out the tier 2 tower, but Miposhka will just TP out and avoids both 9 class and Satanic. Picks up that Pavis, so they'll have a little bit extra to fight back against the physical damage from the side of PARAVISION.
Definitely needed. Most of their damage is physical, at least from the cores.
It looks like Radon wants both the Hurricane Pike and the Silver Edge before he's willing to really go in for a 5v5 fight. Dust up. Make sure the Nyx Assassin isn't about. They'll get themselves a shard on Miposhka. Take out the first Tormentor just 5 seconds after it becomes available. Satanic, just like the last game, BKB Sanjin Yasha. No surprise.
That has been the best item build on PA nowadays. Skipping that death, so you don't need it. You still get a lot of damage with your Facet, and also you're getting damage from S and Y. Immediately into Roche. Vicalis one more time. We'll get that first Tormentor onto his Warlock.
Who up here, and no one continuing to go for his BKB. The BKBs are going to be all available for PARAVISION soon. How do you fight into this BKB timing from PARAVISION if you're Spirit?
That's a good question, because they are going to be having 3 BKBs right now. There is one being delivered to no one. As you said, Satanic already has his, and DM needs to kill this creep wave plus 1 extra camp, and he's going to have it. They don't have abilities that go through debuff immunity, so that's going to be massive. Unless they can get the first jump with the Echo Slam onto 2 targets, follow it up at 8 Terrorize, I don't see them winning those fights. 9 class, he's going in.
Use the Vendetta, but they've got the Silence. Radon walking back, and eventually they've got the Bramble Maze as well as the Dust. They find 9 class, trying to run away from these Brambles. With a stone with the Spike Carapace, Rue on the high ground looking for a Terrorize, but there's a big crit from Satanic and the BKB pop to get a kill.
9 class did a very good job. I also like that he is maxing out his Carapace. No one.
Wave back and forth. Miposhka goes. He tries to juke. No one knows. Use that shockwave, pushing him and pulling him back, and Satanic will get that kill.
And he just brought all of the creeps down there, so will be some extra gold for no one.
Easy kill there on the Chen. They take out both supports. Again, these cores still trying to avoid a big fight. They'll go for supports, but other than that, Spirit really haven't been willing. There is a lot in the queue that they want before they even are thinking fight. Collapse now. Some Viscous Nasal Goo for his troubles, and they've also got RP from no one. Hibiscus Nasal will stack to 4. The Stampede will try to get him away, and the Chaotic Offering is a bit late, but...
For the lulz.
Yeah.
He did not want to let go. He was saving that one just in case he runs away. So they used BKB on Phantom Assassin. They used RP as well, but they're still going to be taking the fights. Look at how aggressive DM's playing right now.
He just can't Shadow Realm and TP out against this team. It's Satanic waiting to jump. It's DM who still gets the kill, and it is an 8,000 net worth lead here for Paravision. There is just
no counterplay
nothing coming from Spirit.
Yeah, they don't really have it. They have this big Echo Slam that could come out. Look at 9class. He's inside the base.
Using the Scuttle to get in between the towers and in between the Vision to go up on the high ground, and, well, that's exactly like me and my pups. Well, trying to run, skewer back, Echo Slam. They'll get the kill onto no one. They'll add one to the tower, but Satanic doesn't have a lot of life. He's got a minute on that Aegis. The right click's coming in on the DM. Great body blocks from Collapse.
Ooh, man, this
Finally,
was
a breath
way
of fresh
too deep
air
from 9class. He baited the whole team pretty much, forcing them to go in, then forcing the Earthshaker out of the base, so he pops the Echo Slam, and Radahn from the high ground. This is going to give them quite a lot of gold. He just finished off his Hurricane Pike, and also is getting closer to Silver Edge. You got to respect Draw Ranger when going for high ground like that. Getting him levels as well. He's closer to that level 18 now.
Yeah, a little bit of lack in respect when you're going up onto the high ground like that from 9class, but you're definitely feeling yourself with the way the game has been going. The most part, only your supports had been dead up to that point, so why not try to play that aggressive? Because if you win a team fight right there, you might be taking a high ground this early on. That being said, Sanjanyasha finished off for the Phantom Assassin. They'll pick up a shield rune for no one. Earthshaker now going to be having access into the Ags as he had 3,000 gold. So he'll have that, and it's really about this Silver Edge timing from Radahn.
Giants are scanning.
But will it be enough? Are Paravision too far ahead?
They got some extra gold from that previous fight, down to 5k, but still, with this Aegis gone, I could see Team Spirit also going for some type of a kill, but they have a very good high ground defense, so they don't necessarily need to go for anything, but I could also see them go for a smoke and try to grab a kill now that the Echo Slam is going to be back online in 20 seconds. 9class blinks in.
Goes in to blink for the Spike Carapace, but 9class again, he thinks he's got 4 aces, but instead, he's got nothing. He bluffed, and he lost.
Team was not ready to back him up.
They were not there immediately, playing in front of his team a little bit too far. Steps ahead, but the team that he was 2 steps ahead of was Paravision. Crew backing off with Radahn. They try to get that kill onto the Magnus, but quick hands from no one. They'll smoke themselves and maybe try to make a play happen here.
Dire's middle
Team fight available for them with the RP, the BKB available for everybody on the side of Paravision. Satanic will show, will clean up the creep wave, and there's the fissure, but nothing just yet from the rest of Spirit. They'll try to just to leave this fight. Shadow Blade from Radahn, now he'll sit towards the front.
He wants no one things out. No one. He has the shield rune and the BKB. Let's see if they can stun lock and bring him down from 100 to 0.
Fissure. Ooh, blink away.
Blink out. Thank you, shield rune.
What did you expect?
That's exactly what it's used for. And again, they try to make something happen for Team Spirit, but it's just not enough. It's the little things. On the edge of making that work. If you didn't have that shield rune, of course, they might get him. Still had the BKB, but didn't even need to use it. 9class, he's up here in a great spot. Collapse. Long TP. Yep, yeah, you might as well stop it. He was TPing for about 30 seconds in front of his face. Now they'll use the Stampede. Collapse on the run, but the Chaotic Offering through. 9class, he's got the Vendetta, and he looks over and collapses. They'll get the stun with the Spike Carapace, and the right clicks from Satanic. They'll take out the Centaur. Nobody there from Team Spirit to help out. They're close, but they're just not close enough to re-engage with them.
Well, Larla, he's still thinking about getting that fight. Even though they have RP, they have BKB available on Satanic.
9class just jumping in with the blink, the impale, and the Bramble Maze is placed down. But they don't fully commit from Paravision. They are baiting out some of these spells from Team Spirit.
Carapace is so annoying to play against Centaur because you have Retaliate, he pops the Carapace, hits you once, which means that you're gonna proc the stun. They do have High Ground Ward on side of Spirit, And also one on the left side, so they see a lot of map right now. Radon.
Just the Shadow Blade still for a while. Between him and that Silver Edge, it's a lot of gold.
And he also found the perfect item. This is the item that kind of wins you the game when you're playing Drow Ranger. If you're in a bit of a bad spot, Enchanted Quiver gives you that extra attack range, gives you True Strike, and it also, especially against Phantom Assassin. So he's definitely been blessed by Gaben in this game.
Keeping it as close as they can. It's 7,000 net worth lead for Paravision, but can they start to pull it back on Spirit? They're waiting for the Silver Edge, but Paravision are playing pretty far forward, and the timing may not work out for them, especially if they get 1 or 2 more kills. They'll go for Roche, and then is Silver Edge feeling a bit too late from Spirit?
Not necessarily. I mean, this is still Drow Ranger we're talking about, level 18, so has that 3 points in marksmanship, and also getting closer to multi-shot damage as well. Even though I've seen others pick up the Gust self-movement speed, this is something that Pure does, but he also tends to play much more aggressive as a carry, I would say. They do see that with this Observer Ward.
Oh, there's the RP. It's onto the Drow. He's down the damage, but the Force Staff away gets him some distance between him and Paravision. All done there, but there's the Spike Carapace again. 9 class, is he in too far? Silenced up, killed off. Radon starting to output some of this damage. Curse Crown's going to be on the DM. Will they re-engage on the side of Team Spirit? He'll pop the BKB so he doesn't get stunned, but now the Viscous Nasal use sent back on the DM. They know this BKB's running out. They knew the BKBs from Paravision were already used. They'll use the Stampede to try and keep up.
They're hungry.
They will over into College. They'll get themselves a second. Team Spirit take out 2. And it is just about Roche time, but are Paravision willing to give it up?
What a perfect timing. They just got 2 big kills. There was no golem to have that extra bit of a lockdown when they initiate onto Drow Ranger, and they definitely have damage. Look at all these big creeps that they increases their damage, increases the HP as well, thanks to that Tormentor. DM, he's in. No BKB available.
Yeah, no BKB available. They do have the Chaotic offering from the Warlock when he gets back into the fight. The Lotus Orb is doing quite a bit of work
Yatoro
here.
standing. He's near the Twin Gate, and he's attacking DM, who's like 1,000 range away, thanks to that Enchanted Quiver. Back from the Palace.
BKB is down. BKBs are down as well.
30 seconds. DM, 15 seconds until Satanic has one.
Will it be in time? Laurel looking for a fissure. DM's there. Blake looking for a hook stop. That lands on the 2. But got the skewer back into the Roach pit. The damage on the Laurel. It's going to be a lot. They'll get the kill to the Earthshaker.
And an outpost to TP2. Might be forced to use it if they want to take this fight. Collapse.
Roche is going to be going down bottom, so
no Stampede yet.
Let's see. They'll go for 9 class. They'll get the kill to Rue, but now the Chaotic offering comes out from Ducalis.
It's so low.
For Satanic, they'll get the kill to Maposhka. Both supports taken out. There goes Radon. Satanic with a triple kill. Collapse on the run. No one gets him, and it's just the Earthshaker who's back alive as he bought back. But other than that, yeah, you're right. It's a full wipe.
Such a great positioning, and also no one using that skewer immediately, running away from a fight without even popping his ulti. So Roshan's going to be on the Radiant side. You would definitely love to see it on Dire side because it's just overall better. But they've been in their faces immediately. And look, they're holding the high ground, but they don't have that instant stun because Earthshaker was not there. Center was the one who got initiated on. So Satanic has a pretty free entry. There's nothing good that can stop him from using a BKB, and they just clean up without even using the RP. 9 class, he wants to hunt them down. Behind the enemy lines. Maybe if he can find Laurel here, that's going to be pretty big, considering that he already used his buyback. Ooh.
9 class looking for something.
Dire, they know.
He pings out Rue. Nobody around him to follow up whatever he would throw out their way.
And I really like that 9 class. He probably buys the most amount of blood grenades. Every single time in a fight, he's going to throw in casual blood grenade. You can't blink out. And now Tormentor is going to be for Nyx Assassin. Getting that shard.
Spike Carapace blinks out. Had a sentry down. He pings it immediately, knowing that they could see him. They threw a gust, but it didn't connect. It's a 17,000 net worth lead for Paravision. They've got a 4-minute Aegis remaining. Spirit, their high ground is strong, but
you can't leave the base. That's the problem. If they want to farm it up, they definitely can. Or if they want to go with no one now that he has Yashakaya. So that's going to be like instant cast on that skewer.
Not going to be able to take any of these waves out that far either. It's score kills.
Map is going to be very, very small for Team Spirit in the next couple of minutes now.
Don trying to find any place to farm this Silver Edge. It's desperately needed to hold the high ground.
Unseen, but not obscure.
Doesn't have that. I don't think they can hold the high ground at all, but now finally he's got the Silver Edge. They've buckled so far, but they're hoping not to break on Spirit. Now with the break from the Silver Edge, maybe they can get a couple of these kills and fortify themselves back up.
This is a bit of a risky one. He tried to go for it. It's still the enemy XP rune, but not enough damage quickly to deal with that Tormentor. Did not want to risk it.
TP's back home. Nullifier for Satanic being built. And he's got it. Have that Helm of the Iron Will shipping out. And you'll see that 9 class also starting to upgrade that Dagon. They haven't quite set up here to go for the high ground just yet. There's still a tier 2 tower over in the top lane, and that will be the last outer tower taken. Continuing to just make the map small for Spirit, and you can see the net worth continuing to rise. That advantage for PARAVISION up to 20,000.
They're not getting much farm right now. No one. Stealing some of their farm as well. They wanted to farm the triangle. This is going to be very difficult. Looking at the buyback status as well, the big one that they don't have is Earthshaker that used it in the previous Roshan fight. They didn't achieve anything with it.
If they fight with this Aegis, he's not going to have it at all, but if they are able to hold out, maybe he gets it back. They're expecting PARAVISION to start hitting this high ground, and they're kind of slow burning it. They're not committing onto anything just yet.
I'm looking at the neutral items on PARAVISION that they've chosen. Everybody wants to get some kind of armor. Vindicator's Axe for Phantom Assassin. That means you're going to have a lot of armor when they initiate on you with the stuns against Earthshaker, against Centaur. And then everybody else just picked up armor. We see Cloak of Flames. There is Craggy Coat as well. Except for Nyx Assassin. He wants the Maggio. Enchanted Quiver on him for that extra bit of the damage, because he wants to solo people. It's still very hard because nobody's leaving the base, so that's why 9 class hasn't been that active in the last couple of minutes, except for that one dive.
Maybe learning a lesson from that dive. Don't want to go in too far. Are you surprised with PARAVISION not walking up the high ground before they have...
They don't need to go immediately. 57 seconds. They will probably go now. Poke it, see what happens.
Next soon for Magnus. TP's back to top, and they're circling because they've got a ward up in this jungle. They know where Radon's at.
I love this play because Satanic just showed in the bottom lane, but they're also setting things up. That Observer ward also scouting things out. No one. If they're going to be able to find him.
Yeah, they've got 2 obs. Oh, Radon, RP. I don't see him at the moment. Skewer over, he's in trouble. They can't let him die, but there's 9 class ready to control him. 75 seconds. No Drow Ranger.
Yeah, that Observer board on the high ground near the mines.
I got a hold for 60 seconds. Will
you don't have the damage. That's the problem. You just don't have enough. Chen doesn't provide you with any kind of damage. Neither does Dark Willow. So you need some like massive Echo Slam. They're gonna plant down the banner and immediately using the glyph. I think they have to let go of this side at least.
At least one side for sure.
Still gotta be 40 seconds. You have more than enough damage. Satanic. Level 24 with Empower, Nullifier ready. They killed that in less than 15 seconds.
Gosh. Can they do anything about this? Not likely. Looking like 2 sides. Curse Crown delays it for 2 seconds, but 20 seconds remaining. They're thinking about a Terrorize. They'll hold it as they throw a Fissure out. They'll glyph again. 10 seconds. But even with the Drow backup, do they have the damage? Is the Silver Edge worth it?
3 seconds until Drow pops a BKB.
Hitch a ride, but he's hitching a ride on the Skewer. The look to get collapsed. The look for the Terrorize. The Echo Slam is there. The right clicks from the Drow Rangers is going to be enough. No. Collapse. He's dead. They've got the stun on the Radon. He's trying to run away or pop the Manta. He's defending, at least for the moment, back towards his throne, but it's not enough, really. I mean, you lost Collapse, but you don't get anything out of it.
They popped the BKB, so they might want to take it slightly slower. Immediately, Satanic TPs to the bottom lane, wants to be able to push it out to have that extra bit of a gold. And you can see the massive difference. No Echo Slam. They definitely need Echo Slam to land on multiple towers. I know it sounds easy, but that's their only way into the game. Because this play that they just did, where they showed Satanic in the bottom lane and immediately TPing to the top lane, finding Radon, that was such a clutch play. Because you're showing that you are going for the high ground, and the rest of the team, you would assume, because Aegis is running out in 30 seconds, that they are going to be ready to back him up.
Taking a look at the player comparison between the student and the master. Right now, it is Satanic leading the way. See what Spirit can do to try and defend now that they've got Centaur back up. Or if PARAVISION are willing to go before, honestly, next Roche. Minimum timing at a minute.
Snipes his courier.
Nothing going right for Team Spirit at all, and maybe they fight at this Roche for a last-ditch effort play. They are in trouble.
They really are. This is pretty much do or die for Team Spirit.
Smoking out, but still 15 seconds before Echo Slam is available again. They might find these heroes on PARAVISION, but behind them is the Nyx Assassin.
Shield Rune on.
Oh, there's the BKB with a great RP. The turnaround from Satanic. Down goes Oral, down goes Collapse. Maposhka's gone. The TP attempt, but it will be stopped. Rue's going to be dead. It's looking like a full team wipe. Radon, he's on the run. He goes into the Silver Edge, but can they get 9 class close enough to see him? Drops down the Sentry Ward. Radon running away. They'll buy back on Rue, but Radon, how do you even TP out? They're on the chase. They're on the hunt. He finally gets away from Team Spirit.
Scanning.
He's not confident just yet. The TP, instead, he'll farm up a little bit before he goes back.
And they're tipping him. He did the great escape, but seems like they don't have two sides. There's still melee barracks in the bottom, sorry, in the mid lane, but bottom lane is also pushing in. No one. 2 times in a row, that shield rune, and also quick reaction time from him, immediately using that RP. Not. Also did pick up part of the butterfly, so that's gonna be extra bit of damage. And for now, it's just DM sieging with that AC, has BKB available.
And they handle Radon. Can they eliminate Team Spirit from this event? The jump in, the horn toss, the skewer out of Radon. They blow him up. 80 seconds. They send him back into retirement. They knock out Team Spirit. GG is called, and they're moving on to the lower bracket final. PARAVISION utterly destroying Team Spirit in this second game.
Man, he was so clutch. No one on these RPs, and also the skewer backs has that Yashakaya instant cast time pretty much. Horn toss skewers him back, knowing that he just bought that Eagle Song. Not enough, and they shut him down. Another flawless performance from Satanic. 10-0-4. Didn't die a single time.
Yeah, this guy is the master now. He is no longer the student. He is just playing so well. I mean, no one on top of it. Honestly, the whole team played perfect. The only flub was 9 class when he's diving the base. But other than that, I mean, PARAVISION looked absolutely perfect.
Yeah, throughout this whole series, they are looking so good. The drafts that they're having, they're really nailing them. And also the way they play. I really like what 9 class is doing. This guy is just on some next level shit because he's so aggressive. He's level 6 at 7 minutes. He's ready to jump in.